last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant!
Judgment, Alistair.
Boy, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinning.
You mean shining?
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Judgment, Alistair.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, boss. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative, and it's so good to see all of you guys today. I saw some of you in Kiki's chat today, and Kiki, you did a really good live today. I really appreciate you coming out and talking about, you know, all of these events in true crime. I mean, there's so much going on, so much has happened. We have that awful school shooter. You know, they took part of I had to take part of my episode out because I guess I played something too long or that I wasn't supposed to. So they made me scrub it out, but it was part of that press conference. I know that there's been some controversy surrounding the school shooting, and you know, I think it's important to just remember the victims here because, you know, from my understanding, it was an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old who actually lost their lives because of this, and they were literally sitting in the church pew getting ready for mass. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. Any of us that have been, to church, we know that feeling when we get there. It's a good feeling always. I always feel good. It doesn't matter what church I've been to. I've been to non-denominational, Christian, Catholic, you name it. And I always get a good feeling, and I always like to hear the pastor or the priest or whoever is giving, the sermons and stuff to, um, it just makes me feel good. If it's a good message, it's a good message and it sticks with you. And it's just sad. You know what I mean? It's just really, really sad. There were elderly people attending church that day, some in their 80s, and it's just, could you imagine living for 80 years on this planet and witnessing that tragedy and that horror in church of all places, So it's just, there's a lot going on. Um, I really want to read this manifesto. Maybe that makes me too nosy or weird, or maybe it's both. But I would really like to find out what happened here. It seems maybe a little bit religiously motivated, or maybe someone whose heart was hurting something. I don't know. I just really want to find some deeper understanding. Miss Ann, I hope you everything goes well for you at the doctor today. Thank you so much for being here. And good to see you, Dawn and Daisy Duke. Thank you for being here. And GA64, it's so nice to see you, Town Chat Cafe. Also, hey Jude. Hello, hey Jude. Good to see you. And let's see, Leslie keeping it real. Hello, nice to see you guys. Hey Kiki. Yeah, and I think we all just need to really stick together on reporting on these stories, right? Let's go after the monsters. Let's go after the monsters, because I'm here to tell you, um, anyone that hurts kids, anybody that would walk in or decide that they were going to plan out to shoot up a church or a school, those are the ones I want to go after. Those are the bad guys. I'll make memes about them and, thumbnails and everything else. Um, but I really choose not to go after other creators. Um, Now, I've been guilty of it. I went and called out Clue before, and I've said my piece about that, and we kind of went after each other a little bit, but some of it is definitely uncalled for, in my opinion. I think we need to stick together and go after the people who were last with Chris and Katie, who were last with Sebastian, rather. Um, that's who we need to go after. Is the one who was last with Sebastian in the house, the one that went with the flashlight allegedly and then came back with the flashlight, and then she says that Sebastian vanished into thin air. She also expected us to believe that Sebastian left the house willingly on his own, even though he had no history of it. She still wants us to believe that. And as a matter of fact, she wants us to forget about the fact that she herself, in my opinion, went back with the flashlight, right? And that's America's Most Wanted too. That's on them too. How dare they show that video without showing the end of it, in my opinion. Those bigger news networks are to blame right now, in my opinion. We got people grabbing up old Steve Fisher's fishy 2 cents, right? Because he's got a drone. So if that's all it takes to get onto one of those shows, I guess I better go bust up out there and get a drone. Go on scene somewhere. Let's not forget that Steve Fisher has spread misinformation in this case. Major misinformation about a beautiful little baby. A beautiful little baby boy who is still missing out there somewhere. He might be in the desert. He could be in a trash compactor somewhere. He could be in a landfill. He can be anywhere. God only knows, because now they're saying they accidentally rolled over on the poor baby. Hey, Pink Warrior. And, I get it, guys. That happens. That does happen. That's why they say, if you're a heavy sleeper, don't sleep with the baby next to you. I can say that I was guilty of doing that, but I had like one of those positioners that I put my daughter in when she was really teeny tiny. because she did. I had a bassinet right next to my bed, and sometimes she would, be there. But I can be a heavy sleeper. If I'm very, very tired and I run myself ragged like I often do, once I'm asleep, I'm asleep, and so um I could say that safely. But in this case, I highly doubt, right? And I'll apologize if I'm incorrect, but I highly doubt that this man accidentally rolled over on beautiful Emmanuel. And his mother is a liar, in my opinion, and she needs help. I hope and I pray that advocates get to this woman as soon as they can, and they need to advocate for her. Look, I'm all day calling her Ola and Punch, and you know what I mean. It's funny to me, it really is. And if you all will you please say Ola to that like button, and punch that like button like this, like Kiki says. Ola, punch. You know, I'll go after these all day, because these are the ones that are ridiculous to me. These are the ones that need to be exposed and talked about, and, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's terrible. Hey, Nero V. Mama, good to see you, Mama. Yeah, welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. I said Thirsty Thursday for justice. It's a good day for justice every day. Just have that chomping and find Sebastian. I know. Well, here's the thing that really got me, Daisy Duke, is that, here's Sheriff Craddock, and it doesn't look like a very busy day. Any of the days that he was out there, it's very quiet. It seems like a very nice little quiet town in Hendersonville. So why can they not dedicate more time to finding Sebastian? Hey, show poodles. In Hendersonville, why are you not standing with Seth out there? It's for Sebastian. You don't have to agree with Seth. You can stand on the other side, but go out there, please. Go out there with a sign and hold it out there for Sebastian. Please, if you're in the area and you're not working and you're just, if you have a little bit of time, go down there, beep the horn, do something, show him some support, please. And look, I'm not saying it to support Seth. Look, you guys all know how I feel. I feel like Sebastian has a voice with Seth. I feel like Sebastian's voice is lost. And every single time it gets lost, here comes Seth to be his voice. That's how I feel. That's what I think. Thanks, Leslie. But it doesn't really matter what I think or feel. What matters is that this man needs some help out there. This man needs some help. Nero V, I just always feel like that fits so well right after Craddock. Allegedly, it's ignorant, Oh boy. I'm silly, but I really do have a big heart, and it really does bother me. And see, sometimes that's the way I cope with things. When I get uncomfortable, I might crack a joke and try to make people laugh, to break the tension. And that's just part of, how I've survived. But in the same way, a lot of this stuff is super serious that we talk about. Again, the baby being missing out there. Hey, Shadow, the baby being missing out there. We have, Sebastian still missing. Seth standing outside in the heat, guys. I mean, he looks nice with the tan on. Don't get me wrong. But we all know he's out there in the sweltering heat, and that's why he's getting so dark. It's hot, it's exhausting, it's stressful, it's infuriating. It takes a lot of energy, right? So I hope that he's getting water, maybe a sugary drink that he likes, something to keep his sugar up. Coffee always helps. I mean, I live on coffee. Because he needs it, right? Because he's being Sebastian's voice. It's not about what I think or feel, or that I think Katie and Chris have paid this jerk, to talk about everybody except for Sebastian. And he's fine to take that money, that dirty money, stinky, dirty money. Uh-oh, is somebody racist? Did I say something racist up here? Please say it. Veronica, good to see you. Hopefully I didn't say anything racist up here. I don't think it's racist saying hola. That's what she said. She's the one that said that. She started that shit. I'm not racist. I'm Kiki. I'm not racist. I told Kiki that YouTube will turn you into a sailor, meaning you'll cuss like one. But no, hell no. That's just funny. We're just, I mean, look, this is a horrible situation. We can get as mad as we want to get about it, and it's not going to make a big difference. But if we could laugh and take some of the sting off of it, why not? And hola. And yeah, I'll be saying, make sure you punch that hola button, say hola to my like button. I'll tell you one really heartfelt video that I watched this morning. I woke up to it, was on the Tierra. He was over there searching for Emmanuel. And I felt so, so, so heavy, just watching him searching for that baby. Guys, there's like rocks, right? But then underneath the rocks, they were pulling the rocks up, and then there was like all of the sand underneath, and they were having to pull through it. He could be buried underneath of the sand somewhere out in that territory. It is rugged and rough. I mean, talk about unforgiving territory, So, oh, Fisher is so nasty. He does. He makes me sick, sick, sick. And that's why I use this thumbnail again, because it's like these are the two cases I'm really focusing in on. Sebastian's case, always, guys. Sebastian's case is what started my channel. His case was not supposed to be to start my channel. My first case, I thought I would be covering more cold cases that I know about, cases that I've, always been interested in. But that's not where that's not where this led me. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you guys again, I was over in Pascal's chat and I heard about Sebastian. But the real reason I was going to start my channel is to advocate for domestic violence. And I realized that YouTube really doesn't, like that very much. But I was still going to talk about Gabby, and I was still going to talk about all of these other cases where domestic violence is present. Now, it's hard pressed to find a true crime case that doesn't have that element, because it is part of the dynamic that we see. But that's why I started my channel, was for that. Harmony Montgomery, I was working on gathering information and research, because that trial had just kind of ended and Adam was convicted. But then I was watching about Riley Strain and Pascal's chat. Hey, Eric with an H, good to see you. Hey, I transformed that video, so you'll have to go check it out. And then I shared the one too. So thank you so much for being there with Seth. I really, really appreciate you guys doing that. That is amazing. Amazing, amazing. Kiki True Crime says mine was on my chest. And hey, Denise Harris. Yeah, they didn't show Sebastian's bedroom at Seth's, or the fact that they weren't even in their home. Why? Because his things were all gone. Sebastian's things. I know, Veronica, and it's so disheartening. That really upset me. That really upset me. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at you guys with the Ola in the chat. It was so fake for those of us who followed the case. And I've never looked at it or seen it through this perspective before, right? The YouTube perspective, because I'm really new to YouTube, and being a part of, the sleuthing and the independent crime research, right, that comes along with YouTubers. I find it fascinating, and I think we all work really, really hard on it. Eric says, hola, whack. No. Yeah, no. Exactly. Well, fantastic. Great, Eric. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I really think that this could help with Sebastian's case. Look, what else can we do? peacefully protest. It's fully our right to do so. And it really it makes a statement. The more people that show up, the bigger the statement. It's saying, hey, look, we all agree on this, and we the people have come together to make our voices be heard. And we have to be a voice for Sebastian. We have to. It's not about Seth. It's not about pissing off Chris and Katie, although, I'm sure a lot of us don't mind doing that because of the way they've acted. I was listening last night uh, to the barbecue live, right, where he came up there. It was pretty mild, I will say, compared to, most of the lives with Chris in there, but he did talk about death several times in this live stream, where he was on panel. Um, and it rubs me the wrong way. I mean, again, I can't say, well, this is what makes him, here's my smoking gun, this is what makes him guilty. No, I cannot do that. I will not do that. As a matter of fact, I fight to stay neutral with Chris Proudfoot. I do. With Katie Proudfoot. The struggle with keeping neutral with Katie is that I know for a fact that she was in the house with Sebastian, the last one in the house. Her husband, right? And, I know, guys, I know, because you guys are going to say, well, I think he was there. Let's just pretend like he wasn't. Let's just say that we're going along with their story. She was there. He wasn't. Seth was at work. Seth and Katie, we all know they have a tumultuous relationship. And they have since about the time they were going to be getting divorced, right? Something happened between the two of them. That's not really our business, nor is it a contributing factor in Sebastian going missing, unless we think about it from a vindictive standpoint and say, well, Katie was vindictive and she didn't, she wants to hurt Seth deliberately. Again, I don't know that. And so, until I can kind of further speculate into it with more facts, then I'm going to still say, okay, let's just say Katie's the last one with Sebastian, because that's the fact that we have. Another fact that we have. Now, am I saying there's other facts out there that we don't have? Exactly. There's other facts out there that we don't have. But the facts that we actually have in front of us is that Katie was with Sebastian in the home last. The last time we saw Sebastian was seeing him get into the vehicle with Katie. They leave the Texas Roadhouse. Katie meets up with the green hoodie character, right? Or she passes by her awkwardly. And then they get into the vehicle, and that's the last time we see Sebastian. That's the last time his father saw Sebastian. The last time that Seth gets to see Sebastian is getting into Katie's vehicle. Because the trash can video where supposedly Sebastian took the trash out after the Texas Roadhouse, you cannot see or make out in that video, according to everyone who's saw the video. Right? That's Bobby the neighbor, that's Seth. Now, Katie maintains that that's Sebastian, but again, I don't trust Katie because Katie was the last one with Sebastian. She's not out at the police station asking for help. Is it because they go to lunch? Is that why she feels like she doesn't have to do that? I think Craddock knows what happened to Sebastian too, Daisy Duke, because he's not stupid. He's an educated man. He's educated. He's one of the ones that used his GI Bill. Absolutely used it. Yes, Eric with an H. Support Sebastian. Thank you. And it does show laziness. It does show incompetence, corruption, Sumner County Sheriff's Office, in my opinion, too. GA64, because we watch and we see it's not this craziness, right? It's not this big city where everybody is, where there's gang violence or we have, calls coming out every 5 seconds. No. It's a quiet, sleepy little Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and they're not doing anything. Yeah, what happened to No Stone Left Unturned, Nero V? What happened to No Stone Left Unturned? Hey, hey, Twists and Turns. I sure hope so, Twists and Turns. I know people are going as they can, and I understand it was short notice and everything, but the community are the ones that need to be out there. In my opinion, it shows that the community is worried to help with everything that we've witnessed. Now that we know this, we have to consider it. It has to be part of what we're considering. We can see it with our own two eyes. We can hear it. Would you like to get on camera? Oh, no, 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 no. But I'm here. You know what I mean? So that's good. And thank God for those people. And no fault or shade to those people because they're out there, right? They showed up. They showed their face to Seth and said, hey, whether they want it blasted all over the place, man, people are weird. And I don't blame them for not wanting to be blasted all over the place. But people need to come stand with Seth, please. And if people don't want the cameras on, you know, be respectful. Don't turn the cameras on. Maybe take a couple of pictures of Seth out there or something like that. You know, get some good shots of the quiet, sleepy, not doing anything, looks lazy, Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Because that's what the public needs to see. You know, I can understand, you know, even considering it too and thinking on it overnight and everything, you know, sleeping on it a little bit. I can understand why people don't want to be blasted all over because they don't want a target put on their head. They have to live there. But isn't that sad? And shouldn't we help with that? Because what are they going to do? Go across America and get all of us? They can't. They're not as big as they think they are. They're actually pitiful, in my opinion. It's pitiful. Robini says the McCoys had a sighting lead in Alabama 2 days ago and asked CP and KP to verify, not Seth. Yeah, I don't understand that either, Robini. Send it to the parents. Send it to the parents. I heard about that. I did watch it. And we talked a little bit about it last night. And I also supported Kiki on her channel, right? Because look, we need to go after the Proud Feet, not each other. We need to stick together. And here I was thinking, well, we got 2 fresh eyes on it, right? We got a seasoned, you know, police officer. I didn't check his credentials, guys. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not going to go looking on Mr. McCoy, okay? Because I'm going to take his word for it, right? I think his wife's lovely, you know, and no shade. But here's the thing. I really hope that they will go back and watch all of the interviews. And as a matter of fact, today, I'm going to take it back a little bit and show some of my my interviews that I've done comparisons on. I'm gonna kind of show those here in a little bit. Because the problem is that there's very many inconsistencies in Katie's statements. The way that she acts is absolutely bonkers, in my opinion. Now, look, I'm not a detective. I'm not an investigator. I am not even really an amateur sleuth, right? I'm just a YouTuber with an opinion. I have a computer, a microphone, whatever. But look, I can look at these interviews and pinpoint and see a lot of inconsistencies, right? And it's like something that we learned in Sesame Street, right? When we're watching one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong, right? It's like that. It's like going back to your common sense. So maybe stop acting like second graders and think like a second grader is what I'm getting at. Eric with an H says, I don't know why the FBI doesn't use the tender years policy to pull this case. A tender years policy to pull this case. Seth is very tired but strong and will continue. I think he will too, and I know he's tired. I know he's sick and tired, because I would be. Tender years policy. Is that something that's put into place, Eric, for children of certain age ranges? It sounds like that. I know a lot of times those policies sound one way and then they turn out to be something else when you read the 3,000 pages that are attached to it. But I'd like to know more about that if you could. Denise says, hey, Sheriff Snuggle Struggle and Chris, Katie Proudfoot, and Stinky Socks. Where is Sebastian, Wayne, Drake, Rogers? You all know. I mean, I think they all know. They're working mighty hard to cover up something. Whether it was the shoddy police investigation, in my opinion, or is it because is it because one hand washes the other? Because I've thought about that. I've posted on that. I've done videos on that. Oh, the shooting was for. Oh, thank you, Kiki. Kiki says no. The shooting was supposed to be caused by racism. Huh. I guess I'm not understanding that one either. I think it's just all hate, hatred, which is sad. There's an overabundance of hate when, the cure is love. Robini says they blurred that photo in the video, but they have it. Will they show him if he contacts them? I certainly hope so. Yeah. I hope that the footage starts coming out. I mean, I want to see the raw footage of the flashlight video. I want to see the raw footage. I don't want the one that Nick Barris took with his cell phone. I mean, if it's that damning coming from him I say taping it like because I'm old, right? Like video recording it from his cell phone. I mean, I don't want that. To me, that's altered. I want the raw footage. Why are they not releasing that? That is a person in the town, and please do not, show hate to them or anything. I'm not trying to do that. But what I'm trying to say is, like, please let us see it. Oh, here, Robini. Hold on a second. Let me give you a wrench. I probably should have given you a wrench before. I'm sorry. Just bear with me on that for a second. But yeah, it's just all too much. It's just getting to be all too much, and it's getting to be ridiculous. Well, how come it won't let me click on here? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do it. No, I can only put you in timeout and stuff. Dang it. All right, let me see if I can't click on here. I should be able to go in here and chat with you guys. But maybe not. That's how I usually do it. YouTube's being a stinker. Oh, okay, Eric, I gotcha. My conversation with Grok. Yes, I love AI. I do too. I think AI is so cool, but I know they've been using it for like really, messed up purposes, like trying to make other people. Somebody said, that they could take your conversation or you talk, like say I'm talking right now, and they could like record it, and then they could make me sound all kinds of, different ways. I'm like, oh goodness sakes, that's the last thing we need. Eric says, poor baby Emmanuel. April and I are on that also. Oh, good, Eric, good. And I definitely shared you guys out too. So go sub up, guys, to Eric with an H and April. She's the one that posted yesterday them showing support outside of Sumner County Sheriff's Office. And I was so, so grateful. So, so grateful. and April looked beautiful, and you guys were just, you know, it was so great what Seth was saying, you know, and it's sad that we have to specify, but we do, you know, when it comes to, you know, if I say go out there and support Seth, you know, and then everyone says it's not about Seth, and I say, yeah, well, whatever, he's standing out there, isn't he? But you know, and I get it, and Seth is like, hey, it's about Sebastian, and he does, you know. Thanks, Robini. You know, when was Pascal talking about Riley? Was it recently? No, this was back way back in the beginning when Sebastian went missing. All of a sudden, I saw, you know, people saying Sebastian Rogers missing from Tennessee in the chat, you know, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, there's another little boy missing, and then I see his big smile, and I think it was the first one that I actually, the picture that I saw of Sebastian was not an Optimism T-shirt. It was the one where he was, it was his birthday party, where he was standing in front of the trophy, that big trophy, and that's when I saw him the first time. And I thought, oh my gosh, look at how cute he is. He's just adorable, isn't he? And he's missing. And then I started going into his case and researching it. And I'm like, oh gosh, you know, I'm like, let's get awareness out about this little kid right here because, you know, and yes, and that's what I was thinking of him, just with this little kid right here, because he's missing like right now, right? And so my way of thinking was, you know, I'm going to push his flyer out and talk about him and research him, right? Because he's out there now actively missing. And you know, Adam's in prison, so great, right? Wasn't happy with Kayla's, but you know, whatever. But yeah, that's when I actually started you know, posting about Sebastian, and it just, they still haven't found him, right? But I was thinking that they were going to find him, and you know, hey, I might as well talk about Sebastian, right? He's a cutie pie. um yeah, it was the picture with him like right in front of the trophy, that one right there, the one in the middle with where he's got the name tag on. And I just thought, look how cute he is, you know. It's enough to make me teary-eyed and cry, you know. Hey, Scranton, because I thought he'd be found by now, you guys. I really did. I thought he'd be found by now. I thought, you know, he'd be with his parents. Thank you, Twists and Turns. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I love little high heels. It's so cute. Hey, KJ Mac. KP, last one with he was with, and CP and other family have easy access to the home in the form of keys and codes. That's my list and order of suspicion. Yeah, see, that's the thing. They did, you know, that's such a great point, KJ Mac. I mean, look, they had codes to get in that anybody could get, right? Like, I mean, I've had people's garage codes, like, my good friends, you know, would be like, here's my garage code, you know, like, yeah, it's super easy, right? And then that gives more people access. I remember Nancy Grace asking about that specifically, like who all had the codes, right? Because it's important to know. Ooh, that sounds so good. I am jealous, Denise, and hungry now for some shrimp. That sounds so good. Shrimp stir fry, yum. No worries, town chat. No worries. Did in hindsight say Seth hasn't seen that video? You know, I don't know. I'm not sure, Nero V. I'm not sure. I thought he did see it and it was too grainy. Like everybody that saw it was saying, you know, it was too grainy. Oh, Sharon Marlowe. Okay. Awesome. Okay, Seth is live with Astrology for Mystics with Jen. Thank you, Sharon Marlowe. I went on late today. Hey, Bliss Blessings. Good to see you. Okay, so really quick, guys, I want to read this. So this is from Grok, right? The FBI's tender years policy is a guideline that allows the FBI to prioritize and potentially assume jurisdiction. Oh, assume jurisdiction, guys, potentially, right? Which means to take over the case, take jurisdiction from who has it, which is Sumner County Sheriff's Office, over a missing child's case, including young and particularly vulnerable children, even in the absence of immediate evidence of a federal crime like kidnapping or interstate activity, right? So that means like once it goes across state lines, any of the crimes, it automatically becomes the FBI's territory, right? Their jurisdiction. So in this case, that wouldn't have to happen. It would solely be based on the fact that Sebastian's a vulnerable child, right? Wow. Very cool, Eric. This is really good, right? Below are the details of the policy, its application, and the sources providing insight into it with a focus on its relevance to the Sebastian Rogers case, a 15-year-old autistic teenager missing in Sumner County, Tennessee, since February 26, 2024. The information is drawn from available web sources, FBI guidelines, and general knowledge of federal law enforcement protocols. Federal law enforcement protocols, critically examined to ensure accuracy, right? We have to. What procedures and policies were followed? Because it doesn't seem like many were. And we need to ensure that. This is a child who is missing. Yeah, we need to fill this application out. Thank you. Thank you so much, Robini. Thank you. I'm gonna figure out how to get you a wrench, girl. Yeah, Edgar threatens them. Yeah, exactly. Leslie, keep it real. Exactly. Edgar likes to threaten people, and I don't understand it. Why don't you want your stepson to be found, I know. I wish the community would show up. It literally affects them. I agree, Denise. It's their community. That's what's, amazing to me. All right, so guys, the definition and purpose. The Tender Years Policy is an FBI guideline that prioritizes rapid response in missing child cases where the child is deemed especially vulnerable due to age or other factors, right? And we know that Sebastian has a rare chromosome deletion, right? We know that Sebastian has a pocket of fluid on his brain. We know that Sebastian was recently diagnosed with autism, right? And just because he was recently diagnosed doesn't mean he didn't already always have that. That is, neurological. That is a disorder that you are born with, right? You don't just become autistic one day just because it's a late diagnosis. I just want to point that out. So yes, this is fantastic. It is part of the FBI's border authority under federal kidnapping statutes 18 USC 1201 and its child abduction rapid deployment or CARD team protocols, right? We heard about the CARD team on Jennifer Coffindaffer, right? She talks about the CARD team and that they are deployed whenever a child is abducted, right? They're the rapid response team. Oh, great, Sharon. Okay, I will show it. I will. Thank you so much. I didn't want to stream snipe Jen. I'll have to text her. Sniped your stream, lady. No, I love Jen, guys. She's amazing. And shout out to Jeff too. Jeff is great. It reflects the FBI's recognition that young and vulnerable children may lack the ability to protect themselves and return safely without assistance, necessitating urgent action. Now, I do want to show you. Let's see, do I have it though? Oh no, I think I have the billboards instead. But even here, right? Sebastian has medical conditions. Ooh, at least I got that part in there, right? Medical conditions, right? Which would impede him from coming home without assistance, right? There we go, guys, right there. This should fall under federal jurisdiction under the Tender Years Act here, right? Tender years. This is fantastic. Now, age and vulnerability criteria. Now, this is what the criteria to be met is, right? Typical age threshold. This policy generally applies to children aged 12 or younger, as they are presumed to be less capable of self-preservation, rational decision-making, or navigating dangerous situations. That's completely understandable. Absolutely understandable. Exceptions for vulnerability. Older children, teenagers, right, i.e. teenagers, may qualify if they have specific vulnerabilities such as developmental disabilities, like Sebastian, who has autism, right? Sebastian Rogers. Look, guys, I know Sebastian is very intelligent. I know that Sebastian is very capable, but here's the thing. I also think that Sebastian is very vulnerable and he needs to be found. Medical conditions requiring urgent care, which his very well could possibly be that, without having his full medical history and diagnosis. And I'm not a physician, but here's my way of thinking too. Here's an example. A 15-year-old with autism like Sebastian and a rare chromosome deletion syndrome, guy's pocket of fluid on his brain, could be considered under the tender years exception if his condition significantly increases his risk, like nonverbal tendencies under stress and ability to seek help, right? Because he may be confused, he may be disoriented, he may be with people that he doesn't know, okay? So, conditions for FBI involvement. The FBI may invoke the tender years policy to assist or take over in a case when the child is in significant risk of harm, right? Missing in a dangerous environment, such as a rural area near Kellen Lane, right, where Sebastian disappeared barefoot. Absolutely. Absolutely. Local law enforcement requests federal assistance due to limited resources or lack of progress. Hello, limited resources and lack of progress, Sumner County Sheriff's Office, or maybe just lack of effort. In my opinion, you guys don't have a busy office to attend to. Get off your tushies. Get out there. Search for him in the woods if that's what you think he did, is walk off. Come on, guys. There is a suspicion of endangerment, even without confirmed evidence of abduction of interstate activity. So we don't need that interstate activity. We don't need any of this possible crime to cross over state lines for them to get involved, right? Let's see. This policy does not automatically grant the FBI primary jurisdiction, but it allows them to provide resources like card teams, technical support, or assume leadership in a federal nexus. Interstate crime emerges, right? We also have application in investigations. The FBI Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, right, CARD, established in 2006, are often deployed under the tender years policy to support local agencies. These teams provide specialized expertise in missing child cases, including behavioral analysis, investigative strategies, and coordination with other agencies. The policy is referred in the FBI's broader investigation guidelines, such as those outlined in the Attorney General's guidelines for domestic FBI operations, which emphasize protecting vulnerable populations. We have got to put emphasis on providing assistance, right, and protecting vulnerable people in our society, guys. We have to. In practice, the FBI may offer resources like rewards, like the $50,000, excuse me, the reward in Sebastian's case, or technical assistance without fully taking over, unless evidence justifies federal jurisdiction, right? Which that would be going across state lines, things of that nature. Trafficking situations, obviously that happens. The tender years policy does not override the need for federal nexus, interstate activities, or kidnapping for the FBI to assume primary control. Without such evidence, the case typically remains under local state jurisdiction. See, this is what we're dealing with here, as seen in the Sebastian Rogers case, where the Sumner County Sheriff's Office leads. For older children like Sebastian, age 15, the FBI requires compelling evidence of vulnerability, documented medical or behavioral challenges to invoke the policy, and local authorities must request federal leadership, right? And we also need Katie to tell the truth. Hello. Hola. Punch. The policy is explicitly detailed in the public FBI documents like the FOIA, libraries, administrative policies, procedures, which focus on general protocols rather than specific investigative guidelines. Relevance to the Sebastian Rogers case: 1. Sebastian's vulnerability. Sebastian's autism could qualify him for a tender years exception, as his mother, Katie Proudfoot, noticed he may be nonverbal under stress, increasing his risk if lost or abducted. The vulnerability could justify FBI intervention, especially given the lack of confirmed sightings since February 2024. Now, also, I want to mention too, the rare chromosome deletion is also going to come into play there, guys. And, Sebastian's at risk when he has that pocket of fluid because, of course, if he bumped his head or hurt himself, it would be harder for him to be able to navigate back where he needs to be. Current FBI role: the FBI is assisting the Sumner County Sheriff's Office with a $50,000 reward and technical support, but the case remains under local jurisdiction. The absence of evidence of foul play or interstate activity, per Sheriff Craddock's statements, limits a full federal takeover even under, listen to this, guys, the Tender Years Act, right? So, per Sheriff Craddock, in his statements of there being no evidence of foul play or interstate activity, this is what is limiting a full federal takeover under this act, the Tender Years Act that we're talking about here. Advocacy for federal involvement. Seth Rogers' petition, over 12,000 signatures, calls for FBI leadership, citing Sebastian's vulnerability. The Tender Years policy could be invoked if new evidence, like unverified sightings like the one in North Carolina photo, suggests a federal crime, or if local authorities formally request a handover, right? They have to be invited. They have to be invited to take over, right? And I'm going to post this too, guys, because there's some information and sources, right, where we can get more information if you'd like to read more up on it. Thank you guys so much. April and Eric, thank you. I appreciate you guys tremendously for this information. Now, this is a lot to chew on. It really is. Let's go check Jen out real quick, guys, while we think about it, and I'll catch up with chat. I apologize. But I think that is so interesting, guys. We have to look at all of the resources that we have available. Sometimes we have resources and we don't know. You know what I mean? Oh, here we go. Hold on. No, I don't want YouTube TV for free. I don't want to try it for free. Then you guys charge me. Okay. Let's see. Share this. Just bear with me, guys, on here. I will have it in a jiffy.
Agency. Is anything that you happen to be over, I don't think is real law enforcement agency. I mean, we know you're a coward.
It's a beautiful banner. Beautiful banner, Seth.
How you doing?
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Another day here at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. asking them to do something different to get different results. And if you don't know what that,
Sebastian.
yeah, if you don't know what that means, maybe, you know, you need to be educated. What that means is that we want them to do something different.
Before they run their mouth.
We need somebody to do something different here. And that way we can bring Sebastian home, whatever that might be. You know, there's something that they are not doing. There's something that they're not doing.
Give the case to the FBI, Craddock.
They may be partnering with certain agencies, but
They need to give the case to the FBI.
right.
And wipe their hands of it.
Yeah.
Instead of using my son's flyers to wipe themselves.
Yeah. Hey,
My
guys.
son deserves better.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, babe. Jeff says, hey, Seth.
Hey, Jeff.
We got a couple of people that have come down throughout the day, just different people that are coming down to show their support.
Honk for Sebastian.
Not for Seth, but for Sebastian. For Sebastian. We're here for Sebastian.
I know where I'm at.
Yep.
I don't know where my son is.
Right. We're here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. If you had a missing child, what would you do? You're going to sit around? Right.
My son hasn't done anything to be treated like you're treating him.
Where is Sebastian? That's all we want to know. Where is he? We just got to do something different, you know, to bring him home, whether that be an arrest or
They need to give
finding
the case to
him.
the
I mean,
FBI,
you know, finding him.
You know.
Where is Sebastian? Would you be sitting at
Since
home
day
and just
55, I've had a petition going to get the FBI to take this case over. Since day 55, I saw the corruption in this county. Day 55. Now we are at 18 months and 3 days.
that's all we want to know. Where's Sebastian? What can we do different to bring him home? What can we do different to bring him home? If you keep doing the same old, you're going to get the same old,
That's the definition of insanity.
I mean, it
Doing the
is.
same
It's
thing and
exactly.
expecting a different result.
Yeah, and anybody that don't understand that has got some insanity going on. And if the shoe fits, put it on. Put it on. Rock out with it.
Eat it.
Yeah, rock out. I don't get it either.
It's money,
Yeah,
you know.
it's the resources, baby. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot deeper. You know, it's Kathy Bowersox paying them money. You know, Christopher Proudfoot
Allegedly.
runs his mouth so much.
Seth's
But I tell you
opinion.
what, I'm down here. He can come down here and run his mouth in my face.
Thank you. Thank
Honk
you.
for Sebastian.
I wish y'all could be down here too. It would be great. It would be great. We know it's last minute. We get it.
I'll be out here tomorrow too.
Yeah.
5 minutes, just 5 minutes.
Yeah,
of
just
your
5 minutes
time
of your time.
to come by and show your support for Seth. Just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll be out here tomorrow too. So
Come on down. We're just
honk for Sebastian.
honk for Sebastian or don't.
Missing 18 months, and your local sheriff won't do anything about it. You don't honk, you vote for corruption.
$18 months. Can you imagine if you had a child missing for 18 months? Don't know where they're at. Don't know if they're
Sheriff's
okay.
Department won't do anything about it. Shoot, their own child's mother won't do anything about it.
Please tell Seth upstate New York says, hey, stand strong. Oh, he's standing strong. Thank you so much for y'all's prayers, your support.
I appreciate it all.
Yeah, anything and everything. And you know, it takes us all.
Watch out.
Prayers are powerful, especially when we come into agreement.
Honk for Sebastian.
Honk for Sebastian. Thank you.
I've had people come by and videotaping me earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't get out.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. It
Me
doesn't
either.
surprise me.
Watch out.
They'd rather have those clicks and views and grift.
Honk for Sebastian.
The grifter that calls another grifter. Okay.
Yeah, that one needs a cleaner toilet. They can use the same brush to scrub her mouth.
Yeah. Potty
They're
mouth.
both nasty.
Yeah. Here. Got to do something positive.
That they live in this county, they enjoy it.
I know.
You know.
It's the weirdest thing, man. Weirdest thing. Emailing, sending letters, leaving voicemails. We will get him. Yes, thank you so much. Yep. Power of prayer. Power of prayer. But we can't just sit around and
Watch out.
hold up prayer hands.
Honk
You
for
got to do
Sebastian.
something. You can't just sit by idle. I don't think anybody would sit idle with a whole kid missing, except the people that don't care. Hi.
Want my son back.
Praying. Yes, ma'am.
Fiery toot over here.
You know, a lot of people are just stuck up. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, they don't want to
Their
say
kid's
hi
not
to me.
missing. That's why. Honk for Sebastian.
Honk for Sebastian.
They just, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, want to go to the pig fest though. Let's go to the pig fest.
right across from here.
No, I'm not talking about us. She's like, no.
Honk for Sebastian.
Thank you. Oh man. Yeah, we're not going to be able to stay long live today, but I did want to come down here for a little bit, show some support while I'm in town, and just hope that other people are going to show up for Seth. Thank you.
Appreciate it. God bless you.
You too.
I'm assuming you've heard about Sebastian.
Yes.
We talked to
She
him.
came
Oh,
by
okay.
and we prayed earlier.
Thank you. Well, that was nice. She came and prayed with you? That's good. That's good. Yeah, they could be having their air conditioning on. I mean, it doesn't.
It's a nice day.
It is a very nice
outside and
day.
Have their lunch out here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's nice. It's not too hot. There's a little bit of a breeze. They could absolutely come outside and enjoy the weather.
Do you mind holding this? I'm going to get some water. Just don't hold it on.
Yeah.
Because we all know that, they're not going to invest.
On for Sebastian.
or a bottle of water all over it. But I'm pretty sure that she'd melt.
Where is Sebastian?
That is the question.
Honk for Sebastian!
Honk for Sebastian!
Or at least he waved.
Oh no, that's Hendersonville.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he would honk. Honk for Sebastian!
He probably goes.
Yeah,
he
they
probably
can't
goes
hear.
to the poker. You know.
Yeah, the poker game.
Yeah, the poker game.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, we all know that Chris and Katie are a bunch of gamblers. Sorry, I like to keep what I have.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know how I feel about that. I would love to take you, but you won't go. Rat.
To a poker game?
Yeah, because, I mean,
When I play cards, you might as well just go ahead and be like, all right, Seth's going to win. Because and then she gets mad because I won't.
I want to,
I won't
like,
go.
me and Jeff want to take you so we can, win some money. He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
I don't gamble. I play for fun. I gamble enough with my life.
Yeah, that's the truth. There's a school bus. School.
I think Jeff's at work tonight, or at work today, right? Jeff, they're asking where Jeff is.
Oh yeah, he's at work.
Guys, if you guys are close by, an hour away, Kentucky, even Alabama, if you're in northern Alabama, that's not that far of a drive.
It's really not. Come on.
It's
Come on.
not.
We'll be here tomorrow.
If you're local to Sumner County, you should definitely be out here. Put some sunglasses on, put a hat on if you're scared. They can't do anything because you're out here holding up a sign. We're being peaceful.
Sumner County.
Yeah, like Seth said, there's no permit to protest.
Across the street from them. Now they do come out they look out that window every time somebody rings that bell. They've gotten to the point that they're looking out the window to make sure it's not me. Because they won't let me in. That's how you can tell he's scared and he's a coward.
Yeah.
I'm not armed. I mean, I got two of them, but I'm not carrying anything.
The people in the area are scared. I think a lot of people in the area are scared because of retaliation. There's a lot of corruption, in my opinion.
If that's what you think, yeah. For Sebastian.
But put some sunglasses on and come out here if you're local. This is your community. If you're local, you should be here. It could be your child.
Ice cream.
It's an attorney.
Sorry, I'm not very good at this. I don't usually stream. I usually watch you guys stream. So I'm trying.
It's fine. I mean, you're doing more than the sheriff is.
Well, that's sad. That's really sad.
You want to sing a song for Sebastian on the mic? Okay, you don't have to.
You see that look? that she gave you, I think you should really just dump a bottle of water on her, see if she melts into a puddle.
I pray the same thing every day.
On for Sebastian.
But there is a child missing, and he's not doing anything about it. And that's why we need people to come out here and support Seth for Sebastian, so that they can hand it over to somebody more experienced. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sebastian matters.
Thank you.
You know, because this could be your child one day that's missing. So you should be out here supporting your community.
On for Sebastian.
On for Sebastian.
There's the Gallatin police right there, blocking an intersection.
What's he doing?
I don't know. He's blocking an intersection.
Maybe he's reading the flyer. Maybe he's new to the department and he's reading Sebastian's flyer.
Positive Polly. I love it.
Basic driving skills say don't block an intersection.
Insert sarcasm. Not really positive, just sarcastic.
As long as I'm big enough to. Hey, you can insert. Honk for Sebastian. Dragonfly. I had dragonflies all day today, just flying around me above there.
Exactly. Hand it over to somebody who has more resources than they do, because apparently they don't have the time or the resources to look for Sebastian and solve his case. I mean, could you imagine 18 months of not knowing where your child is?
Craddock, can we turn this case over to the FBI, please? My son matters.
I'm making sure.
I don't get to sleep at night not knowing where my son is. I know that you don't have a problem sleeping in your bed paid for by the corruptness that you exhibit, and you're a disgrace to the badge. But my son matters. Why don't you turn the case over to the FBI?
Crickets.
You know, no matter how you guys would feel about Seth, this isn't about Seth. This isn't about
15 now
Sebastian.
16-year-old child.
This is about a
that does not
16-year-old
deserve
child.
Any of this.
That's right.
If you can
Sebastian
be civil, even if
is
you
a
are,
beautiful, bright soul.
you know, have to pick a side, and then on Chris and Katie's side, if you can be
There's
civil, you
no
should be out
sides.
here. I know, but if you
It's
have to,
Sebastian
if
who
they
is
want to
missing.
pick a side, because unfortunately that's how social media has done things, you could still be out here. This isn't about Seth, it's about Sebastian.
That's
It's
right.
about getting answers for Sebastian. So regardless of who you think is guilty, not guilty, wrong, not wrong, good parent, bad parent,
Katie,
if you
come out
care
here and
about
hold the sign,
Sebastian,
too.
Yeah.
you should be out here.
I mean, we're right across from the sheriff's office. Nothing bad's going to happen to him.
Right. Well, she doesn't even have to do it when we're doing it. I mean, you know.
Honk for Sebastian.
It's just about bringing awareness. You would definitely want to do this if it was your kid. No answers for 18 months. I am going to be talking
18
to
months. How long more are we going to wait before somebody does their job?
Honk. Shit.
Louder than we.
He's like, oh, you want to honk? You want me to honk? Here you go. I am going to be talking to Brian Doyle. He's got his son. Went into the South Carolina, what are they called? The jetties, and he disappeared. And he said the same thing. Law enforcement is just, when you have a missing kid or something is going on with your child, it's really difficult. People just don't really understand. Unless you're in that position, you really don't understand. We that aren't in that position, we can only sympathize and empathize. That's it. We can't really understand.
Honk for Sebastian.
Honk for Sebastian.
You guys could go look for him.
Seth, God. Where is Sebastian Rogers? This is about Sebastian. This is about Sebastian. Sad. Sad that we even have to be here. Sad that we even have to be here, guys. Can we see the banner again? Sure. Yeah. No problem. Hold on. Let me get back. She's going to want to screenshot it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the wind is blowing, so.
The code in the middle should take you to the
Yeah, the code in the middle should take you to the FBI as well. Of course, now when we try to do it, the wind is really blowing and it feels really good right now.
No. I'm just trying to get it to hold so they can get it good.
Here. There we go. All right, guys.
The other side really pretty.
And then look at the other side. This is what the moon was. Sebastian. Look at that cute thing. Y'all got it? Y'all screenshot it? Okay, cool. The signs are amazing. Seth did a hell of a job.
Yeah.
And then this one too, of course. You know, this is the
FBI, official FBI flyers.
Yeah.
Not the TBI, because they won't update it to actually decent pictures of my son that don't show him as a toddler. But TBI won't update the pictures.
Well, at least you're getting something from the FBI. Thank
Yeah,
God.
they're the only one. That are doing anything. That's why I want the case to give the case to the FBI.
Yeah. Oh, man. Lord. It is a good, clear picture. Yeah. Yep. You know, everybody that's talking about, I mean, Seth wasn't the last one to see his son. Seth was not there.
If I was the last one to see my son, I would have been I'd expect everybody to think that I did something.
Right.
But if I was the last one that saw my son, guess what? I wouldn't be out here because my son would still be here.
Yep. And that's that. Please read your comment, okay? Looking for it, old lady.
Did I? Oh, okay. Did I freeze up again? I'm sorry, guys. All right, hold on. I just getting down to your no sound says frozen. I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, I think I'm up. Okay, I might have to just leave myself up here just so I can see that I'm still active. Hola, always empty 72. Geraldine says, love your strength and resilience, Seth. And though I'm in Ireland, I stand strong with you and pray and want Sebastian home. That's all I can do, sadly. You are a great father, and she has gone, or excuse me, she has done you an injustice. Geraldine, thank you for being here from Ireland. That means the world to me. That means the whole entire world to me to know that you're from Ireland watching my show, worried about Sebastian, standing with Seth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know, Kiki. That's a very strong point that they might not know. They might not even know. Justice for all of those who are missing. Absolutely always empty. Thank you. Hey Bo, good to see you. It's just so sad. Bo, I think they need to clear Seth. I mean, again, anything that happened years and years ago is less relevant to me, although I do consider what Sebastian went through in California. But it's not up to me to judge that, and honestly, at the end of the day, I don't feel like it's relevant now. What's relevant now is that there was a year and a half time frame where CPS was called 4 times to the Proudfoot residents. So, hey Patty Lee, good to see you. This is unreal. He has to, yeah, that he even has to be doing this. I agree. I agree. And not one of them comes out to say hello, and they're smirking and snickering, thinking it's funny. It's absolutely not funny. It's absolutely not funny. Good afternoon, always on empty. I mean, come on, the BS Craddock. I mean, Craddock. That's how I've been spelling it lately, Bo. I sure have. I said I know how to spell it correctly. This is called a play on words. Yeah, East Tennessee does too, lady. Thank you, Kiki. I know. I know. And look, guys, I get people get busy and stuff like that, and I know that it's, a little short notice. Something tells me that this is not, going to be the last time. So I think that we can stand with Seth to find Sebastian. I think there'll be other opportunities. I think it's a great idea to see if we can't wear some shirts at Pigfest. I will definitely try to get the funds together to get down there. Up there. Sorry, I say down all the time because I'm used to being up. But absolutely. I mean, we have to, and if even a small group of us show up at any of these events anytime, it shows that we're not going away, right? We still care. We're here. We are here. And we're not going away. We cannot back down. We have to find Sebastian. Sebastian's out there somewhere, guys. He's out there somewhere. That I know is a certainty, 100% certainty. I can tell you that. I can make that proclamation, right? I can proclaim that at least and say, look, Sebastian is out there somewhere. Someone knows where he is. Other than God. I believe God knows where he is, obviously, but I'm saying someone on earth knows where Sebastian is. Sebastian is somewhere on this earth. We're going to find him. We have to find him. Wild Wolf says, I'm trying to figure out what the hell they got to hide when it comes to Sebastian because Katie doesn't want him found. All of her cronies, but Seth wants him found and the community wants him found. Right. I agree with this exactly, Wild Wolf. Yes, I agree with this. And I'm trying to figure it out too. But there are absolutely people that do not want Sebastian to be found. And those are the ones that have to be connected, right? And then again, it goes right back to Katie being the only one. She put herself in the position where she is the only one in the house when Sebastian went missing. She's the only one. I didn't put her in that position. I didn't write that narrative. That is what it is. Again, one more certainty that I can say unequivocally, without a doubt, Katie was the last one with Sebastian, right? So we have 3. Sebastian somewhere on earth, someone knows what happened to him, and Katie was the last one with him. Period. Prove me wrong. Show me something different. But until then, those are the 3 things that I'm going to say unequivocally right off the bat that we can say universally are true without saying allegedly, in my opinion, all of that. It is what it is. Now, could I be wrong and Chris was in the area? Perhaps. Maybe he was. Maybe he was in the house. Maybe he did. Maybe he was a part of this nonsense in the morning. Right? Maybe he was a part of this. The one person that had to be a part of it, in my opinion, is Katie. Coming from the house, going back to the house. It is what it is. Again, I didn't write that part of the narrative. I'm just presenting it. Thank you, Bo. Oregon does too. Thank you. Or Oregon. Those 2 are always interchangeable with me. Hey, Doodle Mom. North Carolina wants justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Thank you. Thank you. Rhode Island wants justice for all. Thank you, Rhode Island. Thank you. You guys. Hope Floats, good to see you. Lord, if we had a sheriff in Sumner like Grady Judd, Sebastian would already be home. Amen. And I wish Grady Judd would get on this. I really do. I want Grady to go down and knock on the door and talk to those 2. I wonder if Grady's aware of this. Because I did hear something through the grapevine, which I cannot confirm. But I did hear that he tried to help and he was shut down. All alleged, in my opinion. That is 100% alleged, in my opinion, from what I've heard from other sources that are not, may or may not be credible. We'll just say that. Or may or may not be truthful. Kiki says Nashville wants justice for sweet Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. John, thank you. United Kingdom wants justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Thank you, Lori. South Carolina wants justice for Sebastian. Hey, Zipper. Yes, Wild Wolf. That is called the tender years policy, and it does allow for FBI to take over jurisdiction without them being invited or handing the case over when they have jurisdiction. So that would be Sumner County Sheriff's Office needing to hand it over. Since they're not handing it over, hopefully under this policy, we can get the FBI to be involved. Seth, keep yelling and screaming for Sebastian. The whole world is behind you. What's your problem, Craddock? Why are you not standing with us? Are you and Chris? Is Chris your Mista Lova Lova? Carla wants to know. I've been wondering about that too. Do they got something going on? You know, a little man love, allegedly, in my opinion. They're busy eating chicken and waffles. I wonder how many DoorDashes show up. They're probably telling everybody park around the back and bring us our chicken and waffles, Gina. Oh Lord, help us. Wild Wolf says Ohio and Michigan wants justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and his father Seth. Thank you, Wild Wolf. Aw. Adam Forever 21, thank you for being here. I'm glad that you're listening. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Sammy G, good to see you, girl. So good to see you. Amen, Carla. Wild Wolf says, wish we could all be there. It breaks my heart. I know, Bo. It does mine too. All this support too. You guys are killing me over here, you know? But it's a good thing. I'm happy. It's happy tears, you know what I mean? Bittersweet, maybe more so. Yeah, they're swing-a-dingers. They like to swing a ding it, you know? Like, so I'm just saying, allegedly, in my opinion, because I don't know their life. Hey, I don't want to know anybody's life on that level. I'm good. Why do you think I don't cover the Daybell case and everything? When they started talking about storms and this and that, I was out. KJ Maxx says real estate and development money is a powerful tie that binds these folks together. May their ties unravel and the lies loosen all those who have been tight-lipped with the truth. I so agree. I so agree because they're definitely, living by loose lips sink ships. They're not saying nothing. They're being so quiet. They're not saying a dang word. I don't think they plan to. Carla says Sheriff Snuggles struggles and Crispy. What a pair. I just pictured them holding hands walking down the beach together. Oh my Lord. No, I can't. I can't see both chats. I can't see both chats. Like if I play someone else's, unless they have it on the board, then that's the only way I can see it. In my opinion, the entire country, or excuse me, I always do that too. The entire county is corrupt and it trickled downhill to the sheriff's office. They don't want other agencies to help because it will expose the alleged financial backing, backroom dealings. Well, and that's what I'm worried about too, Eric, for sure. I mean, all of this combined too with the real estate, lots of money, lots of corruption, right? Those are kind of things that go hand in hand. Not always. There's a lot of great philanthropists. I always stumble on that word, but philanthropists out there that really give a lot back. But then also it's a way that people can, get rid of money and launder. And there's a lot of working parts, right? Um, and then comes in, things like human trafficking and things like that. So it's absolutely nothing to mess with. Um, and I agree. There may be more than just Sebastian at stake here, and that's why they're so willing to cover this up. Thank you for that. That is such a great point. Such a great point. Because we were wondering too, like what is the motivation here? How are you going to give up everything, your prestigious, position in the community for Chris and Katie Proudfoot? But if there's bigger things going on, that would explain it. Leslie says, I so wish I could be there. Oregon is a long way away, especially if you're broke. Well, yeah, Leslie, I get that too. I mean, it is. You have to plan. A lot of us, if we go out of town, we got to plan for it. We can't just like up and, be spontaneous. I wish I could be more spontaneous like that. But, I mean, gosh, I could just picture myself broke down on the side of the road because I decided to hop in vehicle that, I probably didn't check the oil on or whatever, so I try to, stay in my lane. But hey, Mimi Ma, good to see you, honey. Yeah, and the banners are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely. My residence is adjacent to the county, and from where I am originally, Tennessee is still 10 to 15 years behind in most everything. And it's so beautiful there, Eric, and that's the thing. And I feel so bad. Like, I don't want to bash the people. I really don't, especially if they're scared. Like, that's one thing that, does fall heavy on my heart when I'm thinking about all this and, what I have to say about it having a platform. Because, I do feel bad. But then I'm like, I really wish the community at least take a drive by there and honk. I mean, I know it's a little obnoxious in front of the sheriff's office, but, again, it's showing support, or at least go by there and just shake Seth's hand and say thank you, or wave at him when you go by if you don't want to honk. Something, drive by with Sebastian's flyer on your vehicle and show Seth, hey, I got the flyer up for him. It's not going to hurt you. It'll actually be a good deed for the day. It's something positive that maybe you wouldn't have done. Busy mama, yeah. I know. We weren't expecting it. But see, that's the thing. Seth is desperate to find Sebastian. You know? Hey, Astrology for Mystics with Jen. Good to see you. Oh, thank you for being here. I'm so glad. I'm sorry if I cut out a couple times, guys. Oh, it looks like I might be frozen. Sorry, guys. I see that I cut out a little bit there. I put myself back up there so I can see, my little bubble. Yeah, beep, 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 Sebastian. Yes. Thank you. Hola, Eric. Thank you. Oh, goodness. I never laughed so hard at hello from in my life. It's so funny. Will you make sure Seth gets the info, the sighting with the McCoys, so they can contact him? Yes, Rob Beanie, he is aware. Yes, he is aware of that. Um, so that's good, right? Seth is a real man, me ma. He's a good dad. He's a good dad, right? He's Sebastian's voice. Yay, perfectly imperfect boy mom. Fantastic. Please go out and support Sebastian. We will be there tomorrow and Tuesday. Fantastic. Can we all crash at Seth's? I don't think he's got a big enough place for that. And Brock, good to see you. And I think too, he keeps, one thing I think is a good point to bring up here. It's like, look, Seth kept Sebastian's room the way it is, and I can guarantee you, ain't nobody sleeping over in his bed because he's keeping it how it was when Sebastian was last there. Unlike Chris and Katie. Love you, Jen. Thank you so much for supporting Seth. I mean, you guys get my heartstrings every single time you guys are out there. Thank you so much for posting this, letting Seth speak and have a voice. I just hope that hold up he retires so he can move forward. I agree. I hope things change here. Hey, Jules, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Katie was the last one. It's a fact. It's a fact. I can't, I'm not gonna put your sugar on your sugar cookies, Chris. Sorry. That's my best Chris impression. Seth Rogers for Sheriff Town Chat. I know, right? Right? It's Oregon. Yeah, or Oregon. Yeah, Oregon is another way. I know, Bo, see? And locals probably think, oh gosh, Lady Freedom can't pronounce her name to save her life over here. So Send Grady and get Grady and Canine Gator. Yes. Oh my gosh, we need all the help we can get. That's why we got to stick together. All of us good ones, because we're good people, right? And even if we disagree on stuff, look, there's plenty that we probably agree on. You know, one major thing is Sebastian needs to be found. Charlene says if KP didn't see Sebastian after he went to bed or his room, how does she know what he had on? That's a great question. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just like she said that she checked to see if he made breakfast, but she had to walk past the kitchen, right, to get to his bedroom to go wake him up in the first place. So, you know, tons of inconsistencies, tons and tons of inconsistencies. And that's always the first thing to tip off law enforcement. We see it all the time. You know, that's the first thing they say, oh, okay, this is wrong. Also, you know, when we watch Deception Detective, he talks about the temporal lagunae, right? Like that lapse in time. We see that all the time. We saw that with Rebecca Haro. I showed it last night in my live, guys. It was in the beginning. So if you didn't catch that, go back and watch the beginning there even. But if you're interested to watch, because you know, there was a lady that was actually attacked at a grocery store, and then there was you know, this fairy story, in my opinion, from Rebecca Haro. And I compared the two. I compared their injuries. I compared, you know, down to their stories. This lady told the entire story. She was way more banged up, right? And visibly you could see it, poor lady. And, you know, I mean, she literally had it was such a bloody scene. We'll just put it this way, that the police officer that saved her life came back and visited her, gave her his badge, which was the only thing that wasn't ruined from the scene, and said, you know, let me know if you ever need anything. You know, a really beautiful story of resilience and survival and, you know, good conquering evil as much as we can. And then we see Rebecca Haro, who is a straight up liar, you know. But I compared I compared those cases. I compared those two. And when there's a lapse of time, that's a problem. That's a sign of a hoax. That's a sign that someone's lying. That's a sign that someone's trying to deceive the other person that they're telling the story to. And why would you want to deceive the other person? Because you have guilty knowledge. Who would be the good cop and who would be the bad cop if Grady and Canine Gator went in together? Oh, I need a survey. I need to learn how to do a survey. Holy cow. Okay, yep. Good one, Jules. Mm-hmm. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Would it be Grady as a good cop or Canine Gator as the bad cop? I think we need to bring in the Tasmanian devil here. Oh, I don't know if it's true or not, Sammy. That's just what I heard. That's why, you know, I'll always let you guys know that and differentiate between the two. That to me, I don't know if that's true. I would love to ask Grady if I ever saw him. Do you know about Sebastian, and were you, you know, asked to come in and denied or what? Because we know a lot of people were. Um, you know, it's I know a lot of people were. You guys are too funny. The Gulf Coast demands justice for Sebastian. Thank you, show poodles. Thank you. Gosh, you guys had me so choked up earlier. Oh, drive safe, Jen. Love you. Just me. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jay Zolly. We want justice for Sebastian. We all want justice for Sebastian. Thank you so much. Yeah, it appears that way, Jules. I haven't gotten the scoop yet. I'm not sure. But it looks like, because he was on the other side of the street the first day. The second day, he was across the street. So yeah, the 26th and then the 27th he was across. And then today they were standing across. Hey Tracy, good to see you. Crackhead and Pussyfoot, too scared to run their mouth in person. Me, ma. Oh my goodness. Aw, I love Sebastian as your avatar. He's such a cutie. That smile. Oh my goodness. That smile, that smile. Uh-oh, Valley Gal, what? K9, they painted the curb as a loading area. What? Valley Gal, really? Oh, hell no. Whoa, that is I need to look. Oh, Kiki, I understand. No, I mean it's a lot to take in. Oh my Lord. So they painted, okay, I'm sorry. I'm still tripping over here. Just give me a second. K9, they painted the curb as a loading area. So they put like yellow paint out there saying you can't park over here. This is a loading area. Nobody. Wow. Oh my goodness. Let me take a look and see. Mima. Oh, I got messages over here. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, I got Robini. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I just got a message from Cinderella. Cinderella, you're not supposed to be blocked. Oh no, I need to unblock you. I might have done that, but when I had my when I was doing it when I do it on my phone, but see, it doesn't do that now that I got my computer. I'm so sorry, Cinderella. If you're in here and you cannot chat. Oh no. Okay, and Mimima, I don't see it from you, hon. Aw. No, I do not want Cinderella to be blocked. Hey, Rosebud. Okay, I'm gonna fix that, Cinderella, as soon as I can. Um, just give me a little bit to fix it. When they look out the window, walk past, or laugh at Seth, do they not realize their office is in charge of the absolute effed up way they handle this case? Their skills are just jeopardized. Their skills are what jeopardize the outcome. I agree. And their lack of effort, right? I so agree with that, Rosebud. I don't know. I don't think they realize it. I don't think they care. And I hate to say that because I wouldn't like to, spread that around or say, oh, well, they just don't care. It pains me to say that. Like, it doesn't make me feel good. If I say something like that, it doesn't like, yay, I'm so happy about it. No, it's, I'm livid. It's horrible. I know. I don't know. StreamYard is being a stinker. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of behind in chat. Hey, Krista. Yeah, everything goes back to there. Everything. And I mean, even Chris, in my opinion. But I'm just saying, even if we just took that all out of the equation and said, okay, we believe it. Chris was in Memphis, right? We believe your story. Even if we took Katie's story and just looked at her story alone, which is what I was talking about last night. I'm only interested in hearing from her. I'm not interested in hearing from Chris anymore. He did enough going on to people's panels and acting like people just wanted to hear him shoot the shit. I'm sorry. Most people don't want to just hear him do that. This is a missing child's case. It's not about Chris. It never was, and it never should have been. He made it about himself, telling Heather PI that he could he has the power to shut down the entire internet, freeze up the entire internet. Are you kidding me, Chris? With the small community that we have in the true crime sector, you're a fool, a clown, an ass, in my opinion. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, I asked Seth to tell how we can help him right now. He said water and ice, and I'll say donations to his Cash App. Absolutely. Yeah. He does so much driving. The wear and tear on his truck is catching up to him. I agree. See, and those are like I already, posted the Cash App too, and I will do that again. Absolutely Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom gas. I mean, just gas. Um, water and ice. Water and ice. It's hot as hell out there, guys. It's hot. You know? Poor Seth. And he shouldn't have to be out there. And thank you to everyone that's going to show support. We need to hydrate those people too. Pray for those people. That's Sebastian's army. Those are people that God has blessed their heart and showed them to do what they're doing, right? So bless them for it. It's all a made up lie if we know, and DD, along with other professionals that does that stuff for real. Yeah, exactly, Veronica. That's the thing. Oh, Deception Detective is brilliant. I love that guy. I want a deception deck. I'm like, yeah, all day. Because here's the thing, it's a good guideline for what we're looking for, what we see all the time, what we're dealing with. Right? And we're not experts, which is it's awesome that he lends his expertise to us. And it's great that people watch him so avidly, so at least we're getting some semblance of common sense and decency and intelligence into the equation here, people, because that's what we need, in my opinion. So, yeah, absolutely. I love DD. He's great. Um, oh, thank you. And sometimes I miss stuff in chat too, guys. Thank you so much, Kiki. And I appreciate that. Hmm. Thank you so much. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just looking at this. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says he didn't ask for anything except people to come out and help. I had to ask him 3 times to tell me what he needs right now. I know. And see, that's the thing. Like, that's all he cares about. Like, this is one thing that I've learned to know about Seth, and I could say, with certainty as well, is that that's all he wants is to find Sebastian. I've talked to him, once, maybe twice on the phone, right? But um, that's all he wants. That's all he cares about. Seth is a very caring person. He's very compassionate. He is. He really is. And I'll just say, reaching out about the situation that I was dealing with the stalkers, and I'll just leave it at that one. But that's why. But unequivocally, that's all. Because I said, what can I do, to help and stuff like that? And he said, we just need to find Sebastian. We just got to keep awareness out for Sebastian. That's all I want is to find Sebastian. He says, I don't care about anything but that. I don't, he said, I just want to tell you to protect yourself, but also I don't care about the drama. That's what he told me. And I said, no, and I think you didn't want to offend me or whatever, type of a thing. But I wasn't offended. I was actually glad to hear that because it's not about me either. I'm not missing. I'm just fine, but Sebastian is missing. He is missing. And it meant a lot to me, and it means a lot to me when Seth comes in here, right? But yeah, that's how it is. Because I said that, Seth, is there anything, and he was just wanting to get some information out there that he's learning, right? And then we talked about it last night in the live. I know that Sebastian's not on the thumbnail, but we definitely spent the good majority of time talking about Sebastian, and that's what we do here because he's still out there missing, guys, and this is not right. What we're witnessing here, there is like it like stinks to high heaven. And look, them making a loading zone or whatever they've done, if that's the truth, God help them. because they need it. They need some clarity. They need prayers for clarity because you don't do that in a missing child's case. You don't treat a parent that way. Oh, yeah. I think she could throw me off with her looks too, just saying. Thank you, Kiki. Yeah. I know. I agree. Imagine if Jules could make it down and standing with the dogs, they'd be like, what the heck? I know, I know. Gator is badass. Sure is. Them denying everyone and putting out a single update and not putting out a single update should be a huge red flag. I agree. And it should make the people agitated, right? Like, why are we not getting answers? You know? It's so sad, Wild Wolf. It is. Grady and K9 would be the dynamic duo. They would be known as Bad to the Bone. Oh, town chat. I agree. A good one. Anyone know how to get News Nation to come out? That's not Tennessee local. Charlene, that's a really good idea. I would like Brian Enton to come down. He always is a very good. He always has really good questions, and I know he's interviewed Seth before. He interviewed Seth. I want to say around the same time that Nancy Grace happened, where the Proud Feet were on Nancy Grace. I do too. I wish locals would show up big tomorrow. It's Friday. It's Friday, guys. Use a little bit of that vacation time if you can. If you can. We'll definitely be live here talking about Sebastian for Friday, most definitely. Hey, Diane, good to see you. It's okay. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the whole situation must be stuck on stupid because it's a loading area, so maybe they're just stuck on loading the information. Krista, I mean, goodness sakes, not suspicious at all. Nope. April says, yep, they did. Oh my gosh. And see, that's crazy. It's like you can't even wrap your brain around it. See, this is why a lot of times I don't like to do initial reactions because I'm like, no. And then I'm like, allegedly, And then April's like, oh, they sure did. I'm like, oh, Lord. Oh, what are we doing here, guys? In front of the police station. Yes, ma'am, Veronica. Thank you, Kiki. Aw, I love you, Astrology for Mystics with Jen. You guys are so amazing. Thank you. Yes. Oh, please drop Jen's link. Oh, good. Cinderella. Is Cinderella back? Yeah, no, we love Cinderella. And I'm guaranteeing you it was me. I'm guaranteeing you. Hope floats. I love our dragons. Yeah, I don't know. I bet you I accidentally clicked the button. Phoenix Moon, good to see you. Good afternoon. Paige, they don't care. He literally is standing out there outside of their office begging for help for his son, and they painted the dang curb. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. That's exactly where I'm at with it, you know? And it's terrible. I still can't believe it. It's going to take a while to sink in. I'm sure I'll complain more about it later, but I'm like, how could they do something like that? Like, to me, that's not funny. And that's them trying to be funny. It's one thing for us to do that on the YouTube streets, but it's a whole nother thing when they're in a position of power and responsibility, in my opinion. And look at all these people. We all stand with Sebastian. We all stand for justice. Mama, thank you. Ohio, guys. Ohio. We love Ohio here. Paige Turner, what is he supposed to do now? What does one, or where does one go from here? He needs a good attorney and get on TV telling everything. Yeah, Paige, I mean that thought has crossed my mind, you know. Um I'm trying to look at it one day at a time. I was really hoping that this might soften their hearts a little bit. But they would have to have compassion for that to happen. And unfortunately, they don't seem to have it. They're lacking in many areas. Ohio, Ohio. Yeah. Yeah, I'm deceased. Holly S. He did say that. Oh my gosh, he's like, I break the internet every time I go up there. I'm like, what in the heck? He's like, you're welcome, talking about the Web Sleuths interview. I'm like, you didn't break the internet, boy. I didn't even know you did that interview till like a day later. Please, like we're following him around. It was hard to try to find him, just find all of this messed up stuff he was saying. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I'm listening to channels I've never wanted to listen to, nor, had I before. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Eric says, yeah, Chris has no business speaking. We need to hear from Katie. Katie, clink, clink, clink. Can you can you come out and play? I know, and that's it. I mean, I would really like to talk to her. And I wouldn't, I'd be nice about it. I just have questions. I'd be professional about the questions. But it's just like, you did, Veronica. You did. That's great. Cause yeah, I mean, I have to see what's all, cause I know he puts the cards up there, but like I want to have them to see them um myself, cause that's so cool. I want to see DD not be so serious. Like I want to see him laughing really hard because like I've seen him smile, but like I want to see him laughing really hard because he's always very serious. And you guys know that about me. I tell you all the time, if I see somebody that's being too serious, I try to make him laugh. But yeah. But Mimi Ma says I want to see DD with no hat or glasses on. Yeah. He's a nice looking guy. I will say this. He is. But I feel it needs to be away from there. No telling what attorneys are connected, in my opinion. Well, and that's the thing, and we did hear that when we've talked about it here, how the justice system works. I've called it the injustice system, right? Because it can be very unjust, um, in my opinion, when it comes to certain ways of getting information, right? There is a level of bartering and negotiating, right, with the perpetrator, with the predator. To catch a predator, you have to kind of stoop to that level and you have to act like you're on their side. You have to concede points that you normally wouldn't concede. I mean, if I was talking with Chris Broadfoot and I was an investigator, I might agree with him and let him keep talking and say, yeah, uh-huh, yep, uh-huh, yeah. I've done that before with people, you know, getting information out of them. I have in for my own purposes, allowing for them to take enough rope, you know, to do themselves in. Because you'd be amazed at the things that people will say if you sit and listen. One thing I learned in real estate is the when you get off a phone call with somebody, the person who talked the most has the best feeling about the phone call, right? So a lot of times you want to be the one listening and asking certain, specific questions, but you want to allow for the other person to be able to talk, and then you want to sit back and listen, take notes, whatever. So Ann Reynolds says North Carolina wants justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Thank you, Ann. Thank you. Thank you. All you guys. That's great. No worries, Mimi Ma. Let me put it in the chat. Oh, I got to put an S in there. Otherwise, that's not going to work. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I'm multitasking over here. Okay. There we go. Oh, I don't want to put 2. There we go. Okay. And you might be able to, if you want me, Mima, if you go to my channel, I bet you could just you can't cut it. You could copy and paste it from there, from my main channel, if you can't grab it out of the chat. Oh, that's a good idea. The electrolyte flavor packets and bottled water. Yeah, that's a really good. I wonder if Seth likes Gatorade or like Powerade. Those are always good too. It's just so dang hot out there, you know? Um, oh, okay. Which one, hun? I'm sorry, I must have missed it, Kiki. Let me know or text me and we'll share it out. And I have that too, Kiki, with all of Chris's, interviews that he's done. The main ones, right? And I have dates for all of them. When he said this, when he said that, all of them. The worst thing I ever heard him say was Sebastian being dead in the woods, though. By far. By far. It's effing believable. I know Lori, a father out there begging for help, finding his son, and they just ignore him. WTF. Yeah. Yeah. It's unbelievable. It really is. April Rain says he is the most grateful human and asks for nothing except for help to find his baby boy. I know, April. See, this is the vibe that I get. You know, it's so wrong, Lori. Thank you for sharing that, April, because we need to know these things. I mean, I always ask when somebody asks or when somebody meets someone in person, I always ask for their opinion of the person. I do. Because it's different when you meet somebody in person. If I shake your hand, you're going to have a better idea of me than seeing me up here, or seeing my avatar versus seeing me up here. Oh my gosh, Lori, it's infuriating. It's infuriating. I was there on Tuesday and had a family in town yesterday and worked today, but I will go back tomorrow. I'll bring water and ice for Seth. Diane, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're the one. You're part of Sebastian's army. I said God bless Sebastian's army because that is so sweet to bring ice and water. Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. So people were fist bumping. See, you can't tell from the video as much. Plus, it's little on my screen because I have a lot of other stuff going on. So I'm gonna definitely go back and watch Jen's video again after this too. But we'll keep playing it. Uh, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says exactly, and so many people gave us a fist bump and wave, but very few would honk. And I'm convinced the community is scared of LE. Yeah, that is so good though. I'm so glad that they did wave and fist bump. Thank you for, oh yay, or fist pump, not bump, because you can't if you're in the car. That is so great. Yay. Yay. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, we do for Sebastian and Seth. For Sebastian and Seth. Twist and Turn says Seth took care of his baby. Far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, KP abandoned Sebastian and went to the Navy. What mom does that? Seth has the bond. I agree with that, Twist and Turns. I do. I think that Seth had a bond with Sebastian, and he took care of him when he was little. I do believe that. I do. Diane says Ellie walked and drove by us and didn't look our way. See, that's unbelievable. How come they can't wave? How come they can't say we're sorry? I mean anything. I don't understand that. Maybe I need someone to explain it to me and I might think differently, but I don't think so. Because if it was me, I would absolutely wave. What's it gonna hurt? Are they gonna fire me at the police station if I wave to Seth? If I say, I hope they find your son, sir, I'm just thinking of a position I might have at the sheriff's office, like behind the desk or something. You know what I mean? That's probably where I would have the skills to even work there, right? I'm just thinking like that. And it would be hard for me not to look at Seth and show him my eyes and look at him and say, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It just would be for me. I don't know. Yeah, we need Nancy Grace to cover it. We need Nancy Grace to show up. I agree. We need all these people. Same with Vinny, all of them. This should be a top news story. I don't know how they can do it either, Mimi Ma. I can't fathom it. I think Brian Enton would go because he's also got his side show that he does on YouTube too. So we could very well see Brian Enton out there. Yeah, tell me you're corrupt without telling me you're corrupt, right? Exactly. Oh, thank you, Kiki. That's right. It's about 16-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Start speaking, Katie. You don't have the balls to speak up to where your son is, in my opinion. Well, I think she knows she's going to get caught in her words, Wild Wolf. I do. I do. I do. I believe that. April says make tomorrow a big turnout. Let's show the sheriff see how much Sebastian means to us. Everyone come out. Yes, I agree with that. I agree. I agree. And I know it's Friday. It's Friday. That's good because sometimes it's easier to take off on a Friday afternoon, too, or early of an evening. She misses the vigils too. That's what I was saying too, Holly S. Where is Katie? Where's Katie? Absolutely. Sumner County, shame on you. Oh, well, Miss Ann, lie down for a little bit. You'll probably feel better. I'm sorry you got a headache from that. Aw. What do y'all think about the Hatfield and McCoy in their last commentary? Oh, Jen. Well, I hadn't been prepared to make a statement yesterday. We'll just put it that way. Um, gosh. Um, but I think that I have to respectfully disagree. Um, and that's going to happen. I mean, people are going to hopefully respectfully disagree with me at times, or all the time. Some people, I mean, they're not going to like me. I won't be their cup of tea. And I get that. Um, but no, I think that um, that's far, far too back. And look, we talked about the smear campaigning last night. Uh, that happens. A lot of mud gets flung around during a divorce. So I also think that if those charges weren't through, or because of the accusations that Katie made, because I read the documents, I read them months and months and months ago. I mean, that was the kind of way in the beginning of the case kind of stuff, right? But yeah, I saw them for what they were, and there were parts of them that triggered me from the smear that I got from my ex-husband. All of a sudden you're not good enough, but they were with you for years, but the minute they want to divorce you, you're not good enough. And on top of it, you're like this horrible, horrible monster of a person. And abusers do that. That's abusive behavior, in my opinion. It's telltale sign of narcissistic abuse. Manipulation, calling someone's medications them being on drugs, which, I mean, yeah, arguably they are, but in the same way, a doctor has prescribed that because of an injury. Very triggering to me, because I had something similar happen with an injury, and my ex-husband likened to, open up all the windows and doors while school was letting out. We lived across the street from the school, and he's yelling and screaming that I'm an addict. It was triggering to me. to hear that again. It was triggering the first time I heard it, and it was triggering again. So I just don't, in my opinion, I think Katie made some heavy accusations that were denied and that in court, they were unsubstantiated, right? So, and luckily that happened, and they've been divorced for quite some time. What I'm more interested in is the 4 CPS reports within the year and a half, give or take, before Sebastian went missing. Veronica, he is fuego. Yes. I say that as a joke because that's what I said one time when I saw him in the chat. Joe Neal knows. Me and Joe Neal were speaking Spanglish in the chat over there at Mob Crew. And I said deception detective is fuego. What's wrong with this community? There's a missing child. I mean, Jay Zolly, I'm saying, because if it was me, I would really, 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 really be concerned, whether I have kids, little kids or not. Even if I thought Chris or Katie did it, because look, they're allowing for something very evil to have happened. We don't know where Sebastian is, and he's been gone. So I mean, right there, it's wrong. Oh, GA64, I hear it's so pretty. Yeah. Yeah, Sanibel. It's just like an island. I'm so scared the bridges over here are like really wicked. Like the bridges are crazy. But I do want to go, but I heard that there was like a big bridge and I'm like, I might have to be prepared for that. Well, there you go, Daisy Duke. She says I live in Ohio, but I'm a Michigan fan. There's nothing wrong with that. They need to see the community rallying for results. And Craddock, I keep spelling his name like that too. It makes me laugh. Perfectly imperfect. I know people might think I'm illiterate, but I don't care. I get the joke. I also like Kiki says crap pick. Needs to see his people see what he's doing. I know. Well, they're the people that he's out there protecting and serving. Or, well, I mean, I can't say that. I can't say that. Bliss Blessing says we have to find a way to reach DJ Vance. I'm going to mail a flyer with a letter. Oh, Bliss Blessings, that would be fantastic. JD Vance. Okay. I still haven't made that other. Well, because I was listening to the damn Proudfoot crap that he had on Barbecue's panel. Or I think it was that Tammy with the EE panel. Which I'm not trying to fault those gals, you know what I mean? They had him on the show. What I'm saying is that, I'm having to listen to him when I should be probably getting letter writing campaigns together. That's probably a better idea. It's probably more effective. But I'm just, sorry, I got to grab another pen. But it's just ridiculous. JD Vance, who is the vice president, by the way, guys. VP JD Vance. Because we've tried writing to the FBI. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, we've never taken. I will say this about the FBI letters: if we do a letter writing campaign to the FBI, I think that we really need to focus in on, and even moving forward with any of these letters, on the tender years policy, and remind them of the policy, and remind them of the ways that Sebastian does qualify. Right? He fits the criteria. Hey, Shanna McCormick, there has to be something that can be done about all this. I agree, Shanna. And, coming together is the biggest way that we can do it. So what? We disagree with something. Somebody says somebody has a different point of view. I get it. It's okay. Let them have a different point of view than us. There's certain things that we're going to agree on. I bet you if we sat down, we would agree on more things than we don't. So to me, that's, but we have to do something about this. The The Murdaws. Oh Lord, Holly. Talk about deep-seated years of corruption, old money. That is a really interesting case. We'll have to talk about the Murdaws someday, guys, because I know a lot about the case. I'm very interested in the case. Anne says, hola means hello in Spanish. It does. It does. That's why I said, Anne, I never laugh so hard at hello, hola. It just makes me laugh now. I'm like, oh Lord, that woman and her story. Poor baby though, still missing out there. Um, Emmanuel is still missing. Denise, that's a really good question. I do not know because I'm not really political. Not that it doesn't interest me, and I understand that's the way we get things done. And I'm, also saying let's do letter writing campaigns to politicians, but I'm not sure who is on the horizon against Craddock, if anyone, if he will run unopposed again. I don't know. I do know that there's certain criteria also that needs to be met there in terms of someone running against Craddock. I don't think they have a lot of brains over there or anyone that thinks out of the box, in my opinion. Definitely no psychologist, nothing like that. Well, no, me neither. But here's the thing. I mean, it baffles me because he's not, Eric Craddock himself has been in multiple positions in law enforcement and in the military. Eric Craddock has gone to school. He's not stupid. So what is he doing? He's got to be corrupt. This is where my conclusion goes, right? I could be wrong, but I'm just saying, I mean, he's not dumb. He's been a detective, right? Deputy sheriff. I mean, come on. He even rode motorcycles and was a cop on a motorcycle. That's why I always, tease him and I call him Officer Dangle from that Reno 911, because he rides a bike around town. I picture their lie detector test being a magic 8-ball. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Oh, I could do a video on that. That is too funny. I picture their lie detector test being a magic 8-ball. They're like, did Chris and Katie have involvement? When they don't like the answer, they shake it harder. Holly S says, in my opinion, Nina could have maybe still could get it out of him. Well, I don't know. See, possibly. It's so difficult, I mean, I don't know. She could get him in a weak spot. I mean, we've even done. We were trying to think, speaking of thinking outside of the box, we were even thinking that maybe we could do like a decoy. I remember that. I forget whose chat that was in. That was kind of funny. We were joking, of course, but I mean, it was just funny that our brains were going there because obviously, then we look at, Jake Harrow, and he was done like that too, with like a decoy, prisoner, but it was really an, officer, and then they're getting information out of him. I'm like, that's too funny. We just need to find, but I don't know who, I don't know what Chris goes for. I don't know what his type is, right? I can't picture it because he seems to just like every lady that has ever been in front of him. He's like, hey, so I don't know. I mean, like, it could be anybody. It could be any one of us, ladies. No, I'm just kidding. Just absolutely only kidding. But I'm just saying, I mean, Lord help us all. I don't know what his type is. I see him with Katie. I see him with Nina. I haven't seen the other ladies except for maybe the first one, because they were in the paper, right, about their engagement. So I've seen they all look different. None of them look like each other. Some guys have a type. Some ladies have a type. Guys, help me out. I'm not a guy. I don't know what you guys like. I'm just saying, we tried. This is something we've thought about. Okay, we're not going to do it. It's not going to be put into action, but we have thought about it. Can somebody get close to Chris and get some information? We've seen that before in other cases where an ex-girlfriend, they call her up. They're like, baby. And she's like, hell no, I'm calling the police. I mean, even in Scott Peterson's trial, which is kind of different, obviously, but I mean, Amber Fry, uh, she was like, yeah, call me. And she was like, feeding it all to the FBI or whatever, probably the California Bureau or whatever. Uh, according to Mob Crew, sorry. So I don't care. You can mention Mob as long as you say good things. I like them. Or I like them. I like I like Chris. Um, someone is sitting on evidence and why. Well, and see, I mean, that's where I'm at, Paige. I'm right there. The reason being is because everybody's camera footage is their own, so it's not like, you know, I mean, it's your home surveillance footage, right? So like ring camera footage, we see it all the time on the news, because people will just readily give that up. I want to see the flashlight video. I want to see the footage from that neighbor. I want to see the footage from Chris Carr's house. And in my opinion, Chris Carr, I don't look at Chris Carr as someone who is doing anything nefarious. In my opinion, there's nothing that has led me to believe that. If you guys have information, send it to me. Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives at gmail.com. Channel name minus the apostrophe, right? Send it to me. But do I think Chris Carr has involvement? No. Do I think maybe he didn't want to turn the footage in because they're friends? Maybe. Maybe. What other reason why would you keep it and sit on evidence? Why would you sit on it? For all we know, evidence was destroyed. Right? Allegedly, in my opinion. That's what it leads me to believe or speculate. It's not always going to be 100%. I don't like to speak indefinitely about anything really in these cases because especially when we don't know. South Texas Betty, thank you. Wants justice for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Yeah, it started out that way. Seth has been his caregiver from the start. Yeah, and I mean, it is what it is, right? It's not to hurt Katie. Hey, I'm all for women being strong. I'm not here to tell anybody how to run their family. If it works out where Katie wanted to pursue her dream as a Navy seaman, right? Then she can do this. And I hope she does well at it. And it seems like she did well. You know, it wasn't a dishonorable discharge or anything like that. I haven't heard anything negative in that regard, right? So she wanted to be a Navy seaman, and then Seth stayed home with Sebastian. There's nothing wrong with that at all, in my opinion. That's the way they wanted to run their family. That's the way they did. It is what it is. So absolutely. And that's just the information that we have and what to go off of. Astrology for Mystics with Jen says evidently they were told not to look our way and not to engage. Oh, really? Because none of them have looked our way or engaged in conversation. I mean, what in the hell? I mean, that's evident to me. Oh, my Lord. And see, that's very disheartening because it doesn't take, you know what? It doesn't cost anything. And it doesn't, I mean, like, not a damn thing. It doesn't cost anything to send a smile and a condolence, right? Nothing. To wave, to say, hey, we're trying. I can't believe no one has said that to him, Jen. That's what it makes. I mean, yeah, that would lead me there too. Evidently, they all know not to because none of them did, in my opinion, too. I mean, and it doesn't take them nothing to say, I'm sorry, sir, for everything, that's happened in your family. You don't have to, I mean, like I said, I don't think any of them are guilty of involvement. Maybe some of them are hiding something, in my opinion. Doesn't look good. Just as a human being, it doesn't look good. Flat out. Doesn't look good for human interaction. I think so too, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. I really hope they go back and listen to their words. Listen to Katie's words, especially if they don't get it, the interview that they want. Um, really, because I hope they get the interview. As I said, I hope they get that interview. I hope they're able to go there and get a feel for what's going on. If their opinion differs from mine, that's okay. But I really hope that they would go back and look at those interviews with Katie and Chris, right? And look at the ones with just Katie, and look at every single one that you can, and look at the ones with just Chris. And always remember that Chris and Katie communicate constantly, right? So this is one thing that I've learned, that you would have to know, you would learn by watching every single thing and reanalyzing it and cutting it up and editing it, all those things that I've been doing from the beginning of the case. You will notice that Katie sits in the background and listens, and Chris usually takes the floor. And sometimes people won't even know that Katie's there until she speaks up. And then he says, see, she does speak. It's ridiculous. It's creepy. It's messed up, in my opinion. That's just what I gather from it, right? When I'm watching it, when I hear their statements, when I slow them down, that's why I slow jam it, right? Because I mean, I don't like to speed things up. I'd rather slow them down a little bit. Really listen. Watch those micro expressions. Watch when somebody gulps, right? Nervousness. You might be thirsty, you might be scared, you might be nervous. Not everything leads to something, but it's worth noting and it's worth looking at. Wild Wolf says, yes, April Rain, as Katie decides to go and have an affair on Seth. OMG, how dare she? I think they did. They were asking if they met in the Navy, and I was like, yeah, I think they were knocking boots in the Navy, in the barracks. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where they knocked boots or if they did. I don't care either, guys. I told you guys before too. I don't care who's banging who or anything like that. And if they had something to do with Sebastian's disappearance, I do. But I mean, other than that, I could care less. Show Poodle says TBI has had time and manpower to reopen Pauline oh, am I saying that wrong? Pussers. Oh, sorry. Case. No one in immediate family is alive any longer. Oh. The case is from 1967. They exhumed her in February of 2024, but forget Sebastian. Wow. That's interesting, Show Poodles. I did not know about that. I'm going to write that down too. Okay. And I'm sorry if I said her name wrong. I did not mean to disrespect her in any way. Let's see. Exhumed in February 2024. Wow. So that was right in the area, 1967. Wow. Well, I'll be praying for answers for Pauline. Sad. But I get your drift, Show Poodles. I do. Skills. Mima says skills. You need skills to work in Sumner County. I mean, if they don't need skills, I can go there and be a detective. If there's no qualifications, I'll go sit up there. I'll work for free for Craddock. You know what I mean? I'll still make the YouTube videos, but I'll work for free for a couple hours for him if he needs that much help. They look tired and sleepy, like they don't have nothing going on in that town anyway. Just oh, shit. I can work remotely. He can send me, information. I won't share it with nobody. I'll still do my thing. Oh, Lord. I totally agree. Perfectly imperfect. Oh, Jen, it's just crazy. No, and I don't know what's going on. Nancy Grace had SF Investigates on. I still love Nancy, but Lord. I think she was threatened not to show that picture. I absolutely think that. And I'm going to ask her when I see her at CrimeCon. She's the only one that I want to see. I'm like, I used to have a list of people. Now it's just one. Oh gosh, I wonder if the Hatfields watch AMW post. I mean, I'm wondering that too. Bliss Blessings. Like, I wonder if they know about the Nick Barris flashlight video, and I wonder if they've watched the AMWs. Or excuse me, America's Most Wanted. I don't know. Jen, I never realized how tiny that community is until recently. It looks like a one red light community. Yeah, it looks tiny. Or at least there's just not a high rate of crime, Holly S, which is good. Oh, Bliss Blessing says Ashley Banfield. Okay. Where's Lore Lodge at? Where's the Lore Lodge? They don't wave because, well, I have too many angles on that in my analytical opinion. Yeah, there's a couple of different reasons. I mean, and then everybody has their own reason, Eric. I agree. And I analyze that kind of stuff too, as well. Acknowledging him might be admitting that they know he's innocent, that they're not clearing him. Oh, Sammy, that's a good, Sammy has the law perspective. I love that. Thank you, Sammy. I love you for that. Yeah, I appreciate you. Because I mean, honestly, that could be there could be that, right? Or they're admitting guilt, right? And they don't want that to be misconstrued, right? I understand that. That is a strong statement. I understand that. Makes a lot of sense. It's been 18 months, Paige says. Clear someone or something, anything. Just do something. I know. Or come out and talk to us and say, look, you guys got it wrong on this. We just want to clear this up. And more so, that would speak way louder that they aren't sweeping anything under the rug, so to speak. Come out and talk to us. April says if Sumner County has exhausted all their efforts in this case, it's okay, but it's okay to just it's not okay to just let it sit. Excuse me. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. And if they can't get any further, they need to turn it over. Yes, absolutely. To someone who has more resources. Yeah. And on a federal level, I think that they would be able to bring in more resources. I also think that when you're very close to a situation, it's harder for you to see. It's easier for people on the outside looking in. And I know that some people might argue, well, no, it's not because you don't understand because you're not in it. But it kind of does work both ways. That sometimes a completely fresh set of eyes with, no bias, no dog in the fight is going to be better equipped to find the truth here. And that's just my opinion. I do too. I wish Nick Barris would have showed up. I know, Town Chat. I know that you wrote to him. Yeah. Oh, have a good day, Kiki. Absolutely. Yeah, you're definitely the Midwest of the evening. April says it's okay to disagree. Different perspectives open up ideas and solutions. I agree, April. Yeah, very well said. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. Oh yes, thank you. Also, I need to open up this other tab. I'm gonna post Seth's info here too, because yeah, every little bit helps. Water, Gatorade, buying lunch. I mean, buy Seth some chicken. Yeah. Yeah, or even if you bring him something, I don't know how much cooler space he gets, but even if some like a treat for later, bring him something for him to snack on later. Gosh. Sumner County works harder making Seth's life miserable than finding Sebastian. Patty Lee. I mean, what they have done to Seth these last few days shows how immature and corrupt they are. It's not a freaking game. I agree. I agree 1,000%. Well said. Sumner County works harder making Seth's life miserable than finding Sebastian. Look, guys, excuse me. We know they have time on their hands. We know they have time on their hands because look at what they're doing. They're creating loading zones that didn't exist prior to this, right? Are they scared of Seth's determination? Seems that way to me. Seems that way to me. And if that's not drawing a line in the sand, I don't know what is. And when you're paid by the public and you do that to the public, shame on you. Thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. That was so very well said. Jacqueline Blaine said I had to turn it off. One thing that really got me is that they don't want to talk to Seth because he wasn't there. Well, supposedly CP wasn't there. You know, I mean, I understand that too. I understand why they wouldn't want to specifically talk with Seth. If they're only looking for information to help find Sebastian, I think it speaks volumes that they are willing to go in the right direction, right? So to me, it's like, okay, because same here. Like, yeah, Seth and I can conversate about a lot of things. I could say, well, let me, tell me more about Sebastian, Like I would just want to know something, maybe he hasn't shared before, maybe something off the top of his head, right? Or tell me a fun memory or something. Like it's sad, It's sad though, because Seth wants to be making new memories. He doesn't want to be thinking about the old ones right now. He's thinking about finding Sebastian. Period, guys. Like I'm telling you. He's a man on a mission. And that's his one goal. That's his one goal. So, Katie is the key. Katie is the key. So once you establish that, you go and talk to Katie. You go look at her mannerisms. You go look to see if she's giving you weird eyes, right? I want another person, a mother, a teacher. I want her to go and see. I want her to go and see. She might not come back with the conclusion that I'm thinking she will. But at the end of the day, hopefully they can share some insight. But then again, Katie has a lawyer, guys. So, I mean, there might be a lawyer present. I don't know if they okay the meeting. So, thank you, Holly S., for your super chat. She says, LE seemed to care at the vigil. What changed? I know. Well, some LE was at the vigil. Yeah, some of the law enforcement. And see, that's the thing. And even at the most recent one, So, I think a lot of law enforcement officers do care. I can't say they don't. I won't say it because I don't believe it. But it's like they all have to fall in line, right? They have to fall into the pecking order. So they kind of have to do it. They kind of have to do whatever each other's doing. Eric says there's Sumner County Sheriff's Office is located in Gallatin, no visibility in Hendersonville. Oh, gotcha. Thank you for putting that into perspective. Yeah, I forget about that because I mean we knew that because of them going to the courthouse there. But yeah, thank you because that does make more sense. Maybe the neighbors don't know about it. Maybe I don't know. Mima, I want Betty to move or run for sheriff. Aw. I don't want her to move though because she lives in Florida. Aw, I love Betty. She's great, guys. She is. She's a great person. And I know. And there's always stuff that we don't agree with each other on. I mean, hell, there's probably stuff she doesn't agree with me on. I don't agree with, but that doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter. We have a common goal. A common goal. That's more important than our differences. And that's all I'm asking for. That is all, I swear, guys. This is all I'm asking for is to make Sebastian more important than our differences. Everyone, please think about it. When we think about like drama and stuff, it comes to find us. We look for it, or we're scrolling by. It's right there. It's all over the place. It's hard to get away from. But in the same way, just remember Sebastian is who really, really matters. And he's like so adorable. Great. Thank you so much, Sharon Marlowe. Says I posted it under the media pieces with the times. Oh, thank you. They're tagged too. Oh, good. Yay. Good deal. That is fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. To put it nicely, Veronica, we're trying. We're trying. CP wants Terry Lynn. Oh no. He wants all of them though, but that's another person though. Charlene, thank you for the reminder. No, not to throw her under the bus for that because you can't help it. He hits on everybody, and then look at this. He hits on everybody. So Terry Lynn's blonde. You got redhead for Katie. You got people were saying he was looking Holly Thompson up and down. He was hitting on the lady over there from the court TV. Oh, for crying out loud. He doesn't have a type. He's a womanizer, right? Like that Britney Spears song. I know she's been going crazy lately. Britney Spears womanizer. That's him. The neighbor in the back, Jacqueline. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yeah, Chris Carr. Yeah, pink hoodie. Yeah. Girl has to be brave enough to take a child from the father, but not to come out and say who you are. I know. I'd love to know who they are. My bad, do not care, got it wrong, but they know that they have a problem when it comes to Sebastian. Now they have to explain why they denied the booth. Well, I mean, I would love to know. I would love to know. What does it hurt? Again, who cares? Let anybody put a booth up of what they want. Set it up next to somebody who's selling like the jams and jellies or whatever they put out. I don't know about Pigfest or kind of what it all entails. I'm guessing they have vendor booths and things like that and people with pork products. I mean, as far as I know. Yeah. Yeah, Show Poodle says, well, going by KP, not Nina. Yeah, and I like my excuse me, I like my women just a little on the trashy side when they wear the clothes and the clothes too tight. Yeah, and their hair's dyed. That's funny. That's so funny. Show Poodles. I hear it playing. I like my women. That's funny. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, I mean, shoot, I'm trying to figure this out. Who can be the decoy? No, I'm playing around when I say that, guys. Of course. But I mean, not a bad idea. Oh, it's dangerous though if you think about it. It's very dangerous doing some undercover stuff like that. Leslie says CP is always in control of KK. Yeah, I wonder about it too. Because he's always controlling the narrative, the conversation. She just sits there quietly. Most of the time, sometimes we can get her out to talk, but it's when she wants to, I suppose, or when he says, "Okay, it's time." I've sat here for an hour or two just straight up talking. And that's the thing too. Um Oh, cool. Derek Levasseur will be at Crime Fest. Yeah, that's cool. Well, and see, I won't do it this year because I'm not going to go to Colorado, but I do want to go when it's in Florida. So, hey, Sharon Parker. Yeah, Crime Con. Mimi Mods. Okay. I like Derek Levasseur, by the way. I do like Derek. Those are the normal ones that I used to listen to before poor Sebastian's case made me listening to all these other not so savory bunch. Lori, I wish they would. I wish they would. We have to consider, and I'm so glad that we have that information so we could put that into a video and get that out there. Perfectly imperfect boy mom. I agree. It takes a bigger person to say I can't handle this anymore or I made a mistake than to do what Craddock is doing and pretend he's working in case he's not. Well, and I agree with that because it isn't easy and nobody wants to be like, if you think that you're really, really close, here, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. If you think you're really, really close and you don't want to give the case up because you want all the glory, right? then fine. Understandable, right? But just know that you could ask for help and get it solved quicker, and you still would look just as big as you did before, because you, like you said, perfectly imperfect boy mom, you did the right thing and you made the right decision, which led to ultimately finding Sebastian. So I would call that heroic behavior every single day. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. We all make mistakes. Like I said before, look, they see a lot of bad situations, guys. You know, like the stuff that we see on the news. Roach infested, bugs all over, you know, they probably want to strip down to their skivvies before they go in their own home type of situations, right? That's what they're dealing with, you know? And so when they see this, they might they might listen to the parents. They might feel for the parents. They might say, these people are good people. But when the evidence doesn't present that way, which we're seeing, then it's time for an intervention. Great. Have a great day, Bo. Diane says, I was at the last vigil for Sebastian's birthday, and I was astonished at all the praise shown to LE. An appreciation plaque was awarded by Sumner County Sheriffs by Seth. Oh, I'm like, what? Oh, see, oh my gosh, Diane, those are the things that we don't really understand. Wow. Because he does want, look, Seth is law enforcement. If we look at it in a perspective where he's a corrections officer, I don't care. That can be argued, that can be debated. And I'm not here to do that. I don't have time for that. That's not what's important. What's important is I've wondered that from the very beginning. I'm just kidding, guys. But really, I have wondered that from the very beginning. Why are they not more connected with Seth being a law enforcement officer and saying, one of our boys in blue needs us to find his son? I'm not saying that that's okay to do that and show nepotism, but I'm here to tell you it happens, right? Hey, Baba Rose, good to see you. It happens. Bye, Leslie. Have a great night. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was back when LE was communicating with Seth and Tony, and they were encouraged by, they were encouraged at the time. It changed not too long after. Yeah, well, because they were just blowing smoke, in my opinion, from what I can gather. Oh yeah, we're doing stuff. We're doing something to hide. Yeah, I agree. Valley Gal says, Diane, I wish I would have been brave enough to show back then. I watched online, so it didn't register with me. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I mean, this case is so tough. We're all doing the best that we can, except for Sumner County. Yes, Mimi Ma, I will be back on tonight. I will. The plaque was not deserved, in my opinion. Not anymore. I would be retracting it, which is too bad. It's really too bad that we have to do that, right? Because we want to give the honor and the glory to the people that are helping to find Sebastian. We want to. But when people aren't, and we can't say that, that's pretty bad. It's very sad. I want to copy this really quick, guys, and put this in the chat since I got caught up. I just love reading your comments, guys. I'm sorry that it takes me for a while to get through all of them, but I enjoy them. So I'm just going to put on this last bit here.
I'm looking for it. I'm still looking for it. I don't see it. Hey, MMO. Hey, Leanne. Hey, honey. Oh, lady, I don't see it, hon. sorry, but I'm not seeing your comment. I'm not seeing it. You know, I don't want, me personally, you know, it is my channel and I'm the one that's filming it. Me personally, I mean, I don't want anybody arrested or anything unless they've done something wrong. You know, I think that if you are building a case or what have you, if you're whatever is going on with the investigation, I mean, we probably know a minute part of what's going on with the investigation, including Sumner County and TBI. I'm just, you know, I think that it's been 18 months, and if we haven't made an arrest, if we haven't found Sebastian, then maybe, you know, and I'm not saying that it would be Katie or Chris. I don't know. I don't know what's happened to Sebastian, but I do know that he's still not home. He has still not been found. There's still no arrest. And so we got to do something different. There's something that they haven't done, or there's something that maybe they need to do to get different results, because right now there is no results. We have nothing. And I say we as the people that are invested in helping to find Sebastian. So that's all I know. I'm gonna give the phone back to this sweet lady. I'm not gonna end the stream. They can end the stream when they leave. That way you guys can be a part of it. I know that a lot of people would like to be here and you can't be here. Say a prayer. Send letters, send emails, you know, just do whatever it is that you think that you could do with your time to help out. Right? Whatever it is that y'all can do. Just to, you know, think about it if it was your child. What would you want people doing to support you? What do you want people to do? Oh, I didn't see that old lady, and I would hate to know that that's true. I would hate to know that that is true, honey. Well, everybody could email or call them. But anyway, I'm going to hand this over. Do you mind streaming? Yeah. Yeah, and just hand it over, and then. Oh yeah, no problem, Jeff. I'm gonna give, because I'm streaming on Seth's phone since mine is, you know, almost dead as always. But I'm gonna take Lily. We just wanted to come and say hi to Seth and let him know that we're here. Lily wanted to say hi to her buds. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. Here is my friend.
You can say who I am.
Huh?
You can say who I am.
Yeah, they turn it off my little.
You can say it.
Not up in
All
Clark.
right, guys. Like I said, I'm not very good at this. So
She's gonna keep on streaming. Just whenever you get done, just log out, and then I'll log back in. All right.
we're still out here, like Jen said. You know, if you can come out here and support
It's because I actually charged.
Sebastian, we need answers. We need him to be, we need his case to be
Well,
solved.
that's
So,
because your car sucks up. You know. Your
like I
phone
said,
was
put
up,
on
you
some,
know,
a
energizing
hat
your
and some
phone.
sunglasses and come on out.
Don't forget to take that bottle of water with you, girl.
She's got hers.
She is sassy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she is the boss.
Nothing
No,
wrong with
she's
that.
not.
Steph went like this, and she went. Hey.
Yeah, she tried to hit me instead of giving me that. I'm not up for, you know, child abuse. It's busy.
Bye.
If you go to log in, it'll kick me right off. I'm sorry. You can sign up for my tech class.
Need one. You bet.
I mean, if you take Katie, she'll show you how to get around video camera.
We've met in a lot of ways, which means
Yeah.
Yeah,
People know.
in the
Yeah.
People are worried.
in the dumpster.
And they're afraid to come out.
Exactly. That's what I said. Put on some sunglasses, put on a hat, and come out. I mean, they don't know who you are. Nobody knows who I am. I'm hiding behind my screen name because I do live close by and I do fear retaliation. So, but I'm still here. So that's not, it's not really an excuse.
Later. Y'all be safe.
Take posters all over the car doors that are being driven. Like everybody's car doors. I mean,
What?
say maybe we can take posters all over car doors that are being driven.
That's a violation.
Oh.
You can't put flyers on parked vehicles in the state of Tennessee. Thank you to Governor Bill Lee. You actually have to get permission to do a lot of things now because of that bill he signed. It was meant to slow down and stop like hate groups, but it doesn't classify hate groups. It's just straight up flyers and stuff. Honk for Sebastian.
Thank you.
Honk for Sebastian. But then again, Governor Bill Lee doesn't return phone calls or emails either.
True statement.
Oh.
There, and I'm like, well.
Yeah, all you got to do is actually just pay attention to the news, and you'll see corruption.
Oh yeah. It's everywhere. I can't speak for other states, but Tennessee is, I mean, there's so many missing children for a reason in the state.
Yeah, well, where I'm born and from, the person that was last with the child would be in jail until they tell them.
Right. And there's other cases that have proved that. Recent cases that have proved that without going into details, because this is not about that. It's about Sebastian.
You know, but this county likes to cover up a lot of stuff. What it is here is it's the golden rule. Whoever has the gold makes the rules. You know, the fact
That's
that
a nice way to put it. I usually say it's who you blow. Who you know and who you blow.
Well, I don't volunteer to go down that road. Sorry.
I'm not either, but that's what they say in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
What do they say?
Something that I wouldn't repeat.
Okay. I don't even know.
Even I have my limits, okay?
I'll tell you when we're off camera. Don't want to get Jen in trouble.
Bye, Lily. Later, Jen. If you need water or anything, I got a cooler full of water.
I usually do green tea with all the stuff in it out of the tea, so I drink water. I'm drinking soap.
Oh no.
Apparently not. You can't put posters of a missing child on a car.
Can't put
Oh,
flyers.
they're saying put posters on your personal vehicles. Like us
Well,
put posters on
I
our
had
personal
magnets
vehicles.
on mine. Someone took most of my magnets.
What happened to him?
Somebody 5-finger discount on my magnets.
Oh wow. You can do whatever you want to your own car. You just can't put flyers on other cars. Seth he said he had flyers, a magnet, sorry, like the decal magnets.
Like, this on
like that.
Yeah.
On
Like
his
4 of them on my truck.
and somebody took them. They disappeared. Came outside and they weren't there one day. Jen has already left, unfortunately, so I'm kind of filling in for her to kind of get the word out there for Sebastian. Lady Roses said she wished, oh, where did it go? So wished I could be there to help you protest, Seth, but I can watch you all, and that's better than nothing. As I shared it to our scanner and sheriff page here to help her share it in Wisconsin counties.
Thank you. I hope.
On the Nextdoor app. I don't know about around here, but or I don't think a lot of people use the Nextdoor app unless if you have a Ring doorbell, I think. So I may be wrong about that, but I think the Nextdoor app is like something you sign up if you have the Ring doorbell. So if they don't have a Ring doorbell, they might have not seen it.
You went that way with it on there. Well, no, honk.
Oh, okay.
Honk for Sebastian. Sebastian matters.
Beep, beep.
Appreciate it.
Stay strong, Seth. I'm going to stand here in the chat since I'm not able to be there.
Appreciate it.
Oh, we use it all in our community. It's not tied to Ring at all. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I know that when I signed up for my Ring doorbell, that popped up. So
What?
The Nextdoor app, they're asking if we've posted on the Nextdoor app.
Unfortunately,
like a
I can't
neighborhood.
post anything to mine unless I'm at my house
Yeah.
because it's only a certain.
Yeah, it's a
distance.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
It doesn't really reach a far distance unless
It
if
doesn't
everybody
reach 2
went.
hours away.
Yeah. I think it only reaches like a 10-mile, maybe a 10-mile radius. It's for your neighborhood.
Yeah.
I know that.
I know I get a lot of notifications for it. That's how I know somebody. That's how I know two people with AR-15 platform tried to go into somebody's house. He's like, it's on.
Crazy.
Is that in Clarksville?
Yeah.
I think downtown Clarksville is adorable. It's like so set up to be something.
Thank you, Rod.
I live across.
Exactly. You know,
So,
he's never
Baseball games, that's about
I
it.
can throw
sat
a
back
rock
and
back
not searched for Sebastian. He's never gave up on him. He's never, you know, that's what he's devoting his life to because his son is his life. And that's how it should be for any parent. And he'll tell you and he'll scream it to the high heavens that he's not going to stop until he has answers or till Sebastian's home.
I'm dead.
Or he's dead.
And I'll take anybody up on that offer too.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, I return fire. I'll stack them high.
Let's not put that out there.
This is Sparta. It's a good thing this ain't the 1800s anymore. Put on a 6-shooter and call somebody out at high noon.
Well, that's a different day and time.
That's how you got rid
Yeah.
of corruption. Like that. You know. Welcome to the OK Corral.
Right.
Wear your bandanas. Look at my red sash. That's an insult to the
Definitely a good suggestion. I mean, yeah, if you're able to post it in, your local Facebook pages,
The more people
community
that know
apps.
about it, the harder it is for them to hide their corruption.
Right.
Give it to the FBI and I will leave. Then I'll be spending a lot of time in DC.
Thank you, Momming It Up. Prayers are always accepted. Those are never can go without abundance. We can use all the prayers. Sebastian can use all the prayers.
On for Sebastian.
We pray for justice.
That's the great thing about it being on both sides.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Pray for answers. Pray for certain people
Pray
to
God.
have a conscience.
Thank God shines a light on the darkness that they're hiding in that room right there.
Pray that they have a conscience and do the right thing and turn it over to somebody who can handle the case, because apparently Sumner County cannot.
I don't even know the case that they. I mean, I'm almost half tempted to wonder if, the week that my son went missing or the week after my son went, did they let those 6 inmates out so they could track them down and try to cover it up? Nobody talks about the 6 inmates that escaped from right behind that building, and they found all of them within a week. My son has been missing for 18 months.
Able to find, what was it, 8 inmates? 6 inmates that can escape, and they were able to track them down, grown men, but they can't track down and find answers for at the time, 15-year-old.
Now 16-year-old.
Now 16-year-old. He should be at home. Actually, he should be at school. Thinking about getting his permit or getting his driver's license, maybe, or doing things that a 16-year-old does.
Yeah. For the last 18 months, I could have been trying to get him to, come on, son, just get the driver's side seat. No. Come on. No, I don't want to drive. Why don't you want to drive? Because you drive fine.
I don't need to drive. You drive, Dad.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he told me. It's like, yeah, but you should want to drive. No, I don't want to drive. Okay, well.
I was great.
I mean, I can't blame him. There's a lot of crazy people with driver's licenses. I mean,
yeah, some kids are like that. They don't want to drive. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this. Thank you for supporting Seth and Sebastian, and everybody. Y'all have a good day. Hopefully,
we'll be out here tomorrow.
We'll be out here tomorrow. If you can come out, say a prayer for Sebastian. Come support Sebastian in Sumner County at the Sumner County General Sessions Court, which is also the Sumner County Sheriff's Office.
The building you can't get into.
So, thank you for all the prayers. Thank you for tuning in, guys. And you all have a good day.
Thank you.
Seth, appreciate you. God bless you guys as well.
Okay, guys, so that was really great. And thank you to everyone who showed up for that. It's so important, guys. It's absolutely important. Hold on, let me get my big head out of the way. It's so important. Aw. Thank you so much, Brenda. And the thing is we do want action. We do want it right now. We wanted it 18 months ago. I wanted to share this. Kiki had shared this over to me, and this says from Google, it says if law enforcement is corrupt and a child has been missing for 18 months, bypass local authorities and contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, right? NCMEC at 1-800 The Lost, and FBI cyber tip line at report.cybertip.org to report the child's disappearance. And I'll put this in the video too, guys. And any evidence of corruption. You can also contact the closest FBI field office, which we know the number for that, right? You can call them directly and submit a confidential tip, which will trigger an investigation into both the missing child and the alleged police misconduct, right? So the local FBI field office in Tennessee, because they all have, so we have the Federal Bureau of Investigations, which is at the federal level FBI, right, that oversees the entire country, right, as a whole. All of the states, they hold the highest jurisdiction. Next, we have state-run organizations, right? Agencies called TBI, right? Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. CBI is Colorado Bureau of Investigations. You name it, every state has it, right? But they also have local field offices that you can call in your state, right? That are an extension, right, or a department of the FBI itself, located in each state. Most of the time, right, they have those field offices, and that's where we would call, right? 1-800 The Lost for National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Also, report.cybertip.org, right? Cybertip.org. Sorry, that's Django approved. Report.cybertip.org, right? So again, and thank you so much, Kiki, for that. I mean, guys, we still have options. There's no reason to give up. And thank you so much to everybody. And Paige, I understand that too. So it's kind of when we're talking in chat, and I was popping the comments up, I mean, there was an award that was awarded by, from Sebastian's army for hard police work, right, in Sebastian's case. And, Brenda being there, she said, that was really lovely. The officer, you could tell that he felt, that accepted the award, felt emotional, right, grateful to be recognized. It's got to be very rewarding, right, guys? And we always love to reward heroes. Everyday heroes are my favorite ones. And it doesn't really take a whole lot to become an everyday hero. You could just be in the right place at the right time, and you could lend a helping hand. You could be a good Samaritan. Well, little Miss Sharon, I don't blame her for not wanting to drive. Sometimes people do things in their own time. She might want to eventually, might not. I'm one that doesn't really like to drive either. If I'm being really honest, I do not like to be the driver. I would rather I would rather be the passenger. And sometimes I don't like to drive with some drivers. They scare me enough. I'm like, I don't want to ride with you. You drive like a maniac. Diane says, I get Hatfield and McCoy saying LE may not divulge details with parents if they are not cleared during an ongoing investigation, but I doubt Seth would be there protesting if he had anything to do with it. Well, Diane, I second that. I do. I understand. That's something that I agree with. Absolutely. And I should probably said some things I agree with too, because I do. Guys, again, so I don't want to sound like, oh my gosh, I totally disagree, because I don't. And there's things that I do and I don't, and, without reviewing it. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to review. I like to review the content that I agree with more than I don't. Now, I'm not going to say that the content we put out, or sometimes we talk about controversial subjects, but I don't like to be controversial just to be, I don't like to be a shock jock of any type, although I do like making you guys laugh. Um, but yeah, so I mean, but I do agree with that. I agree, and I also think that there may be a strategy involved here too, and I think it's just one of those things where they just want to talk to these people, and rightfully so. I mean, if they'll allow for them to talk, then they're going to talk. Um, yeah, exactly. No problem finding inmates or silver alert. Right. Yeah. I'm hoping it's yes. I'm hoping that too, Mimi Ma. I like your avatar. I'm really hope that tomorrow is a mic drop day. I hope so too. Oh gosh. And all of those prayers and well wishes and all the good vibes are awesome for Seth, and to Sebastian for him being found. Does anyone know if there was a picture taken of the paint? Oh, I don't know. I want it though, Holly S. Oh boy. I mean, I'd like to see it. Not that I don't believe anybody, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, I like to see it. Let's go, Seth. Aw, thank you, Mimi Ma. I need to get that number. Hold on. The FBI field office in Tennessee. All right, let's find it. It is. Oh, Django, you do not have the number. He just gets with it, doesn't he? He gets with it. Django. Oh, he's by the window. He sees something. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, guys, I had to bribe him with a treat. All right, so the number is going to be 865. I'll put it in the chat too. 865. This is the FBI field office. 544-0751. Oh, and I just typed it all out, but it wasn't catching. Fantastic. Okay, so again, I'll put it in there. 865-544-0751. Django. Oh, naughty. Naughty boy. I'm sorry, guys. He's very naughty. Very, very naughty. Ah, a perfectly imperfect boy mom. Like, yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I'll go to the grocery store. That's hilarious. I'll go to the beach. No. Oh, thank you for emailing me a picture from Tuesday. I would love that, Diane. Yeah, I'll put it in the video. Yeah, Paige, I understand where you're coming from totally. I wasn't meaning the officer specifically, but the sheriff and the sheriff's office it was presented to. No disrespect towards that officer. Thanks, Paige. Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally get where you're coming from. I do. Little Miss Sharon, he's so hilarious. He's like, he thinks he's so tough. I'm like, you little stinker. And then I'm like, you want a treat? He saw something though. Like usually he'll stop, but his hair was standing up. He saw something outside. If I was a good cop, I would, in Sumner County, the case would bother me 24/7. Oh, I know. I don't see how it can't. Absolutely. I don't see how it can't. Sharon's got me laughing over here too. Oh yes, got off of work wondering if Seth played any of those interviews. I know, Brenda. I'm wondering too. Oh man, I'd love to know. Uh Sirens like crazy outside right now, Mimima. Oh my goodness. And I don't think I'm like a horrible driver or anything. I just, because I pay attention, I'm cautious, but I don't know. And then here it's faster than Missouri. I got used to driving in Missouri. It's just like dun 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 dun. But here it's like dun 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 dun. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to get used to it. So plus Nate's got the big truck and everything. I'm like, I don't want to drive that thing. Holly S, all of these things adding up. People must wake up. I agree. We have to. And get a disguise and go on down. Come on down. Get your disguise. It's Halloween. Dress up in a Halloween costume. They'll never recognize you. No, and thank you for all the strong people that went and took a stand. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna have to take this doggy out for his walk because he's up and about. Something woke him and he is ready. And I got to get him some dinner. But I love you guys so much. I will see you tonight. We're going to discuss everything that's having to do with true crime like we always do. And I really appreciate all of your guys' conversation, your insight, your opinions, your speculation. Thank you, Kristen. And, and like, just you guys being here, everybody that's here. Thank you, Diane. Thank you so much. I just so appreciate you. We're Sebastian's army. We're Sebastian Strong. We're standing with Seth to do the right thing for Sumner County. And that goes for everybody because I care about all the kids too. But Sebastian, has my heart. And Paige, thank you so much. Yeah, we can wear green hoodie. we can dress like the green hoodie. Hey, layer up like Yellow Jacket, right? Layer up. Oh yes, it is. It is going to be, Kristen. It's Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives at gmail.com, and it's all together without the apostrophe though. So, and you can find it on my channel description as well. But thank you guys all, and I will see you guys again tonight. I'm not sure what time. It'll probably be around like 11:30. So little Miss Sharon, thank you. All right, and then I'm just gonna play the video that I put out for the outro. So that would be this one. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here, coming at you with another raw narrative. All week this week, Seth Rogers will be out in front of Sumner County Sheriff's Office, once again being Sebastian's voice. He's looking for his son Sebastian Rogers, and he is seeking out answers to find out where he is. There are so many ways that we can stand together to help Seth. We can share out the flyers. We can contact our local news networks and ask them to share this story. We need to find Sebastian. We need to stand with Seth. So whatever it is you can do, if you want to buy Seth a coffee or send him a Cash App or PayPal, it'll be linked in the description below. Please help Seth in his quest to find answers, to find the truth, to find his son, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.